All right. Hey, everybody. Just came from our return, hosted by Bernie Strom, partner in crime. Uh, so Diamonds and Dice is back. We did our little return tonight. Went an hour and 20 minutes. Bernie let me go over the hour mark, which was fun. So we'll be back in the middle of July for another one. So, but because of what we were talking about, I thought I'd pop up a little bit of pocket pennant run here. So a new update just dropped. This is not the big one. Bum, bum, bum. It's not. The next one, what's coming up down the line for pocket pennant run baseball? Player picks, player names in the fields. I'm chuffed. Oh my God. Also a schedule generator, which is going to make creating, your own teams or whatever, doing cross arrow play or just the kinds of things. Hey, Jack, great to see you, buddy. Um, a lot of awesome things coming down the line for the awesome, all singing, all dancing, pocket pennant run baseball. Jack Dawson, how are you doing, man? You're loving Don Broad baseball, playing 1930 Philadelphia A's. Awesome, man. That's awesome. So, for those of you interested in Don Broad baseball, damn good game. You know how I feel about the interface and the graphics. Samuel Smith, one of our family members, has been, I guess, communicating with Richard Dombrowski, and Richard is going to give some thought to fixing up the UI and the splash screen. I think it would take a lot of fixing. Just go back to the UI as it was in 2012, 2013. It was a great looking game. Just get rid of the blue on the green, and it'll look great. Put yellow on green. Those are baseball colors, right? But anyhow, so I talked to you guys about so Brother Beatles' Pocket Pennant Run baseball going to be free soon. The Pocket Pennant Run software is free, but you got to buy the game. But the thing is you can buy the print and play PDF for $14.99, and you get access to this for free. And considering what this can do, it's a steal. So what you're looking at is free, but you have to buy the game to get it. But it's $14.99 for the print and play PDF. You're out $15 to be able to do what this thing can do. But Craig Harris, Matt McKeever, these guys are awesome. Pick up the physical game for $24.99. It fits in the palm of your hand, and you still get this is lifetime access to this, every update, and this is mammoth. There's no baseball game out there that has the database that's continuously growing, whichever. Nothing larger. Out of the park comes closest. This is the big one. And this little yellow screen behind this lies pretty much anything you want. So, yeah. So this is free, Jack, but you got to buy the Pocket Pennant Run game, and it's beautiful, and it's great. And you get access to this even while your game is shipping. You could be playing Pocket Pennant Run baseball or anything else that you want to do. Also, what's coming up at Pocket Pennant Run, going to be customizable games for whatever game you play. So, Jack, for instance, since you're playing Don Broad baseball, which is really Richard Dombrowski's superb retooling of Sports Illustrated baseball, but much deeper. You could create the Sports Illustrated. You're going to be able to create the Sports Illustrated dice in game in Pocket Pennant Run and roll it up. So how this went from this little game. I'm gonna bring it up here before we're gonna play a game, but I'm hoping we're gonna get some people in here to talk because it's fun. So there it is. This is Pocket Pennant Run baseball. This is the size of the game. This is the size of the box, and this little guy is packed. It's packed. The card stock is astounding. I've told you guys again and again and again. As a former professional, getting back into it, but as a former professional sleight of hand artist, this card stock in this game is so good that if these were playing cards, I would actually use these in a paying gig. That's how good the card stock is. And there's nobody on earth pickier about cards than sleight of hand artists. But if you take this little box and you put it on your palm, it would fit from like the heel of your palm to the tips of your fingers. But what's inside? These beautiful cards, everything like that. Get all this stuff with it. But licensed to download the Pocket Pennant Run Manager software with free updates forever. The thing you're seeing on the screen. 316,000 players as of this broadcast. 222,000 game schedules and 196,000 games with as-played lineups. It will fill out the score sheets for you. It does a billion things. It's insane. This thing has 8 databases to it and growing. And you get and if you buy this game, the print and play PDF, even if you go the cheap route, $14.99 gives you access to the Pocket Pennant Run software. I still think it's better to get the physical game, but there you go. And you can play this as a physical game. Clee Baseball Fan 879, how you doing, Tim? It's so good to see you, man. It's been a while since I've been on, and it's nice to be back. $15 is not that bad of a deal. Well, no. For number one, it's a very, very solid baseball game. Number two, for $15, create any kind of team you can imagine from all through baseball history, minor leagues, All-American Girls Professional Baseball Team, your Sunday softball beer league, whatever, because you can drink beer on Sundays, at least if you're Catholic or Orthodox or high church Protestant, I suppose. I don't know what the Protestants do. I'm just guessing. I'm not one. Okay. So yeah, you could do that. You talk about it being a steal. I don't get a penny from this. I'm not part of this. I'm not my name's not up here. I'm neither Craig nor Matt, nor thank God am I Paul Fay. Anyhow, quick play between any two teams from these monstrous databases, okay, including teams you created by yourself. Wow, how about that? How about play any game from history? And this will lead into a big project that I want to be doing after the next update. Okay, if that's not enough, you can sim a game between save teams. And you can play any cards and dice and have this just work as a companion. You don't even have to use this. You can also, because this supports touchscreens, so if you have a touchscreen kind of PC and maybe you have like maybe a tinier laptop and you've got it and you're staying with the in-laws, God forbid, and you got to get in a game, bam, you can play APA on here without taking APA with you. The dice are there, and you APA guys, you know all your charts and everything. So it's a steal. It's a steal, my friend. Hey, Corey Highfield, great to see you, man. Parallel League, he is here. Parallel League is here. So let the puns begin. I know, right? I know, Tim. He says at this point I should be a paid spokesperson, shilling in a 30. I'm going to be like, instead of the Shem Wow guy, I'll be like the PPR something guy. I don't know, whatever. I love the game, and I love things that I believe in. I see the Facebook group in this game growing by leaps and bounds. I've had the absolute pleasure, joy of talking a lot with Paul Fay offline and stuff like that. And, just a little shout out to Paul Fay. He's down here as a game tester. But let me tell you what, a lot of the things that you're seeing and that you will be seeing in Pocket Pennant Run Baseball thanks to Paul's genius. Not taking anything away from the game's creators, Craig Harris and Matt McKeever at all. But Paul is a real mover and shaker in this game. So yeah, John DFW joining us again. So John, thanks for coming over here too. So Jack Dawson says, I know Diamond Mine Baseball and Don Brav are the most fun to play and enjoy. Everybody has their own thing. I happen to love both of those games. But I also love Out of the Park Baseball more, and Action PC Baseball more, and Baseball for Windows more. Diamond Mind is one of my 4, though. Once Richard fixes Dombrov will get more play on this channel. I promise you that, because it's an excellent game. So, guys, what I'm thinking of doing with Pocket Pennant Run Baseball after the next update, which I will tell you this much, I saw a few screenshots of it, and I can't share them. Paul shared with me the player picks. It just elevates, deepens the immersion in the game. Just the player picks. Eventually, it's going to have player names on the field, which is going to be super nice. Hopefully, they're going to be able to change the little sprite graphic on the pitcher, so I don't have to keep looking at left, right. But this has become, and maybe some night I will, I have it saved up on my Google Drive. I will download a version 2 version of software so you can guys see the comparison. Originally, the software was just meant to be a companion to play physical Pocket Pennant Run Baseball. It didn't have these databases. It had a rudimentary. It didn't have all of these things. Didn't have as played schedules. Didn't have the system agnostic way to play baseball. It didn't have the simulated dice for 6 games, not including Pocket Pennant Run. What this has become, I don't think Craig and Matt ever imagined. And the Facebook group is nearing 800 people. And when you consider how niche this hobby is, because we are geeks among gamers, that is no mean feat. And I think that I will shill. I will definitely shill for this one, Tim. It's a great one. If anybody wants to come on, talk some baseball or talk baseball gaming, whatever, let me know. I will put the link in the chat. Chris Slovic in America with us, at least till close to the end of July. It's good to see you, my Pittsburgh friend. Hope all is well for you, and how you're adjusting to the little cold. I like it right now. This is like Irish weather, so I'm loving the fact that it's only going to be like 70 tomorrow and rainy. But you coming from Islamabad and then going back to Cambodia, I'm so glad everything worked out for you. So enjoy the little cool spell. I know you just got into Action PC Baseball. I think that's awesome. So yeah, adjusting to the cold to you, you're probably like, man, where's my parka I used to wear back when I lived here in Pittsburgh, right? So Chris, what got you into Action PC Baseball after all these years? I mean, I like the game. I love the game. But what took you so long, dude? Even though I haven't done it in my channel for a while, it's still a fine baseball game. So yeah, great that Chris is going to start doing the same alchemy that he's done in Out of the Park Baseball. He says, I love the fast action PC has option for hidden attributes. Yeah, or the fact that it has options for hidden attributes. Yeah. Yeah, it does a lot of things right. It really, really does. Superb game. Well, welcome to the world of Action PC Baseball. I only knew about it since 2018. I didn't know it existed. I thought, Out of the Park Baseball was it, baby. I mean, I had other games like Baseball for Windows and things like that, but I saw this dude, Al Red Sox fan, playing. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, yeah, but I'm going to go back to playing. And I did. Went back to playing Out of the Park Baseball. I'm like, oh, but I have to see this again. So I'd go on another. And remember, I'm in Europe. So 6 hours ahead. Al's in Massachusetts. Now I see from Ireland and Holland. So I'm 6 hours ahead in Holland. And so it's like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. And I'm watching our Red Sox fan do Action PC Baseball. I'm like, this is cool. And that's the end. That's that story. I just bought everything, damn it. Or almost everything for this game. In fact, I still have some stuff for Action PC I haven't downloaded. But it's been fun. And I'll go back to playing it again. Right now, I'm just kind of jazzed up on some other stuff. Oh, so, okay. So Out of the Park is good. Your computer in Pennsylvania. So it can't run. I get it. Well, and with Out of the Park, with Action PC, man, you're getting a hell of a baseball game. It really, really is. And you're getting still the best as far as purely digital games go. the best customer service in the business. You can't beat Dave Cook at all, at all, at all. I will say with Paul Fay though now and Pocket Pennant Run, Paul is so fast in getting back to people and implementing fixes and stuff. So we as baseball gamers, man, we know that there's companies out there that give a damn about us. DK Sports, Pocket Pennant Run, love it, love it, love it, love it. Yes, the Action PC community has a ton of dead ball teams. Chris, do you know about so Parallel League says he likes watching Ron Jockett play his 1956 league with Action PC. I'm gratified to hear that Ron Jockett's playing some older baseball too. That's really good. That is good, good, good. I don't know whether Ron still has his YouTube channel. I thought he was just on Twitch and then restreams to YouTube. I haven't seen a Ron Jockett game in ages, but I should catch one. Yeah, so that's apparently out, Tim. I keep forgetting here. I'm going to do two things here. We're going to do this little beta so everybody can see all the comments, but I'm also going to do this here. So yeah, apparently that's out. John DFW let me know about that, Tim, that they're doing dead ball gems. So apparently that's out. Comes with, I think there's 8 teams with that. So thank you, Strat. I'm seriously looking at jumping back into Strat Max again. I've heard they made some significant improvements, so I may do it. Since I'm no longer in a relationship or whatever, it's kind of sad, but I guess now I can put my money into a baseball game, another baseball game. Why not? Because I did like Strat Max. I really did. Aaron Reed, welcome in. So, Chris, are you aware of Steve Tate's stuff that he has created? I'll show you really quickly. I'll bring up Action PC while we're talking. Parallel League says run YouTube channels on noon Easter time. That's the problem. I'm at work at that point. So yeah, I do know Retro Sports Network, Enjoyable Live Chats. Yeah, he's one of those guys like Chris Slovic, like Legend Sports Universe, natural broadcasting voice. Really good. Love listening to Ron. It's just when he left YouTube, I don't like the Twitch environment. And that's really the only reason I stopped kind of following Ron Jockett, was because I was under the impression he was in Twitch, but restreaming to YouTube, which I don't like Twitch. I don't like that environment. I play games that people play on Twitch, like Diablo 4 and, Path of Exile 2 and Age of Wonders and all that kind of stuff. But I don't like Twitch's environment. So that's why I just didn't go there anymore. But thank you for that update. So NFL players, dude, what I'm talking about, baseball. Tim says now the only thing we have to do is get a cat-proof gaming setup. I know, then I'll be playing cards and dice. I promise you guys. So Chris, let me show you something really cool. What he did with football was good. I don't care because I don't like football, but I do appreciate the work Steve put into it, because I'm going to show you what he made freely available for baseball. We love Steve Tate. We love Steve Tate for doing this. Also, actually, before I go to this is something freely available in the Ned McGreevy Discord. This is an all-time franchise league done by Blue Rose Case, one of our family members here. So whether consciously or subconsciously taking advantage of a sort of all-time greats that I'm doing in baseball for Windows, this is really neat in the fact that the St. Louis Browns, Baltimore Orioles have their own teams. LA Dodgers, Brooklyn Dodgers, separate teams. New York Giants, San Francisco Giants, separate teams. Difference is there are doppelgangers in this. But Blue Rose Case has done a fantastic job on this. It's freely available. If you own Action PC Baseball, go thou and download it, or actually go thee and download it. Really did his homework here. We'll look at a few rosters here. This is just for Chris, and I'm going to show the Steve Tate stuff, which is beyond amazing. So we have the Oakland A's. Obviously, you're going to see, like Reggie Jackson's also going to be on the Yankees. So if you guys don't mind playing with doppelgangers, and I don't now, I've kind of changed my attitude through the years about that. This will be something I'm going to want to play with, because Reggie Jackson of the A's is a different Reggie Jackson in a lot of ways than with the Yankees. But this is really good, and he's really, really done his homework here. I'm not sure whether he's drawing upon the baseball history collection or not when he did this. It looks like it. But if he's like me and he owns all the seasons, then that's another way to do this. But anyhow, this is freely available, so download it. It's brilliant. I know, Boo Football. Cousin Ken, how are you doing, man? You want to see what he did for baseball? I'll show you. So I'm going to feature this some night from Blue Rose Case. You guys really got to get this. All right, so what has he done for baseball? Well, let me tell you what the redoubtable Mr. Steve Tate has done here. So we're going to go to, Chris, you know that the only league that matters really is the National League. So I think this is the most recent National League version. There might be one newer, but just to give you the idea of what he's done here. This is incredible. Now, what makes this different is Steve Tate carded every player here. Every player. So the original idea for this, hey, Sean, welcome in. You can download it in the Ned McGreevy Discord. And you can get Steve Tate's, these files, you can get these in APC community. And I think he's put these up in the Fields of Dreams McGreevy or the Fields of Dreams or Sports Replays Discord now, I think they call it. And I think we have it in the McGreevy League as well. So what Steve originally planned to do was kind of tell the stories of franchises taking 5-year bites. And originally the idea was to do like just franchises who've won World Series and stuff like that. But there's some other teams now that he's thrown in here. So Chris, you and I are Pirate fans. So we can see here he labels this Pittsburgh 1977. But this isn't the 1977 Pirates. If we click on this, this is actually the 75 to 79 Pirates. And Bucco fans, you're going to recognize there's Scrap Iron, there's Richie, there's Kirkpatrick, there's the unfortunate Mario Mendoza, John Milner, Moreno, there's Pops, Manny Sanguillen, Bill Robinson. So this is not meant, and Steve said that he's meant this as a sort of way that you could pull teams from this into a custom type league that you want to play with in out of the park baseball or in Action PC baseball. And I love this, Chris, so much that I haven't even created a project from this. I assigned the ballparks and stuff like that, and I just play exhibitions between these two teams. Between these two, you get 90. I think there's 90 or 92 teams per set. So the National League and American League are split up. So for you Cincinnati Red fans, there you go. These are the Reds from 72 to 76. We're just looking at hitters. I'm not going to go through all the rosters and stuff. Free. All is well, Sean, and the same to you, bud. It's good to see you. Good to see that wrench beside your name too, man. So this is what it is, Chris. Freely available. Freely available. And Steve, this is not DK Sports data. So what this makes this really amazing is, let's look at Johnny Bench. Although as Pirate fans, I should be looking at Manny Sanguillen, but Johnny's one of the all-time greats. So for those of you who don't know, the ratings here are for us based upon the stats and stuff like that. But these ratings are really for the gamer. And this is a nice touch here by DK Sports. And we can look at anybody. There's George Foster. And he did an incredible job. So there's a National League file and an American League file. Oh, my God. Clinton Parks. Clinton, I made something for you. I was working with a really cool program last night called Whisk, which is not cheap. But I was thinking I wanted to create some baseball logos for members of this channel. And so I have one for you, Clinton. Yeah, so let me just get this here right now. Because I'm all about the community, Clinton. I'm all about the love, and these two are for you. Whisk does baseball logos really well, by the way, and it's powered by Google VO, which is a real game changer right now. What it can do is pretty incredible. But I made this for you, Clinton. I made this for you. I think it would fit your baseball team perfectly. Let me just scroll up because I'm trying to get. I was doing some fun baseball parks, like pixelized parks, but I want to show you that this also does just baseball parks in general really well. But I have to show you the Clinton thing first. Okay. So, guys, here we go. Look at this. Clinton's curmudgeons. I think we already... AP! It's good to see you, says your cat behind you. And there you go. And your son needed to chat. Nice. So, yeah, Ken Castro asking, why is he not in bed? Carlos, yes, welcome in, my friend. Good to see you. So there we go, guys. Could be the official for Clinton's curmudgeons. I just imagine when Clinton is talking to us, giving us hell like this, he said, yeah, that's me. So this is a placeholder for cousin Ken right now, because we're gonna actually put a little babe in there and stuff like that. I have to be careful where I'm scrolling because some of the things that I'm working on here, the YouTube algorithm aren't gonna like. But I just like made up a team like Clinton Canton Crosscutters. This does this so cleanly. It's amazing, right? But I wanted to show you how this thing does ballparks. It does pretty well with ballparks. And I'm working on trying to adapt these into games. So take the players off the field. But this is a great rendering of PNC Park right here. But what I'm really impressed with, that's a pretty damn fine Fenway Park right there, isn't it? How cool is that? And there's another. I think this one is even a little bit better. And again, this isn't a photograph. So AI, finally, I found a program that does baseball fields pretty well. And so there you go. So this is Whisk. It's not free. You can try it for free if you want. You want to just mess around with it a little bit. You can, because then you can do some goofy. There's a nice Wrigley Field. But boy, for those of you that want to do Pixar baseball parks, there you go. This looks cool, man. I love it. But anyhow, Clinton, that one was for you, man. That was for you. So Chris, talking about Action PC Baseball, says he also likes the fact he can download different teams, doing a Japanese baseball mini summer league. Yeah, lots of stuff. You're officially retired. Oh, that deserves a marquee. Congratulations, Clinton. Congrats, man. You earned it. Hope you and Honey Bunny are going to spend lots and lots of years doing all kinds of fun stuff together. I'm so happy for you, man. I really, really am. Serious clip art. I wish I could show you what I've been doing, but YouTube would have a cow. But ask Ken Castro what cast members I've been sending him, and it tain't clip art. But yes, it is. It's pretty good clip art. So Clinton, does this mean you might eventually come back to broadcasting a little bit every once in a while, at least doing a little baseball podcast show? It would be great. Carlos, how have you been, my friend? So, Chris, you should avail yourself of these. These are awesome. Yeah, they're moving the Citgo sign. Oh, that sucks, dude. That Citgo sign is as much a part of Fenway Park as the Green Monster. Why are they moving it? Is it because of like the seating on top of the monster? But that's actually, is that attached to Fenway or is that across the street? I'm sorry. I mean, I've been in Boston, but I've never been to a game at Fenway Park. I'm hoping Bernie Strom and I someday, I want to see a game at Fenway. So games like to be 1914, 29, 56. They're building a 30-story building behind Fenway. Really? That's sick. What are you going to do? So, Chris, these are freely available. Get them. So, yeah, welcome to Action PC Baseball. Steve Tate is your man. So you're going to be doing National Pastime 3. So, Clinton, I'm just going to ask you a question about National Pastime Next Generation Plus. That's a because I want to play National Pastime 3, my friend, really badly, but I can't afford the seasons. I should be at Oakmont. Why do I know that name, Oakmont? Why do I know that name, Oakmont? Oakmont. Oh my God, jog my memory. What? Because this is like, what? I know I should be there, but why? Why is this ringing a bell with me? That's in Oakmont. So I can't afford National Pastime 3 seasons, and I want that game so badly. Looking at it, it looks so baseball. I want it, but I looked at the prices, and I can't do it. I can't do it. I should be at Oakmont. I don't know anything about golf. I know about miniature golf. Does that count? I know you can hit a ball further with a wood club than an iron club, and that's pretty much it. Except that I like when the women are wearing their skirts playing golf, but I think the tennis players are hotter. But what do I know? It's Oakmont. All right, I'll go there. I want to go to Augusta, man. I want to win the Masters and get me a green jacket. That's what I'm going to do. Right? And cows will fly. Anyhow, McElroy could use my help. Oh God, nobody needs my help, believe me. So everybody, some love for Clinton. Well-deserved retirement. Now we can watch he and Ken like really pick on each other because Clinton will have more time. Is the baseball sound pack worth downloading? I think it is. Oh, you know about golf is aim for the clown's mouth. Parallel league never disappoints. There we go. That's pretty much what I do. I think it's hard getting under the damn windmill and stuff. I think it is. And in fact, guys, check out Sports Flicks. He's doing a lot of trying to integrate some AI play calling. And pretty well, it's not synchronous in the way that it is for baseball for Windows, but it sounds really cool. So the announcing comes in kind of after the play happens. But boy, the job that Sports Flicks is doing with that is astounding. And I'm hoping that will light a fire under the arses of either Dave Cook and company or Matt Arnold and company over there at Out of the Park Baseball to let's get some damned announcers. Geez, can't have MLB The Show and Baseball for Windows being the only 2 games in town that do it. And get away from the stupid Microsoft narrator. National Data is a freebie, app clone, blah, 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 blah. So could I play that game? I could play that game and input the results. I'm going to go ahead and close Action PC here because we're not going to play an Action PC game. Anyhow, so I could play that game and put the results in Pocket Pennant Run, right? Carlos S says, I have your LH Games video up soon. Need college basketball game again. So I don't think the updates happened yet for Full Count Baseball. I'm really waiting for that. Get it. So no, I understand. And for you, Aaron, it's obviously a necessity, but baseball for Windows, I think, is going to be far more immersive. It is for me, and I'm sighted. And if it were up to me, I would just give you guys a break and just do Ernie Harwell games here all the time, so you guys don't have to hear me rambling about. What was the one he put out a couple days ago? Clinton and Ken more like Statler and Waldorf. So while we're jibber jabbering here, the next project I'm going to do after Pocket Pennant Run, the big update drops. That's going to have player picks, names in the fields. We're going to be revisiting one of the nice things about Pocket Pennant Run Baseball is this. So we know if you have every season in Action PC Baseball, if you've bought them, Out of the Park comes with every season in baseball, Pure Sim, all those games. But what they all have in common is you have to install the season. But I just want to do a thing where we pick great games from history, meaningful games from history. And as they're playing out here, we're rolling the dice, we can talk about the games. What made them great? Maybe you were at the game. Maybe it's the first game you went to see with your grandfather, your uncle, your father, your mom, whatever, right? Maybe it was just something, whatever. And we can talk about it, not expecting it to play out as it did. But the nice thing about Pocket Pennant Run is I don't have to install the season. I can just do this, right? pick and print, and I can either pick make it random, or I can show available games and a date. So let's do, July. Whoops, I'm sorry, June. So what is today? We're gonna go back to June 6th, right? So 06, and what is it? 14th and 1925. And what games were available on that day 100 years ago? There we go. So there were 4 games available. Did the World Championship Pirates play that day? They did not. But so we could do this with any game. The Bucky F. Dent game, the Bobby Thompson shot heard round the world, the Merkle Boner game, whatever you guys want. You want to see an all-star game, they're all in here. So I want to do that where we can get down to the game levels, because so many times in chat, people will talk about, and in this game, Carney Lansford did this, or Johnny Bench did that, or whatever, where we can actually talk the games and maybe remanage them. Maybe the challenge would be, how close can we get to the way the game played? Or what would you do if you were Buck Showalter in this game, or Jim Leyland in that game, or Bruce Bolte, whatever. So that's going to be a kind of ongoing thing that we'll be doing with Pocket Pennant Run, because of the ability to just pick a date in baseball, pick any game that was played and play it. So hope you guys would do. A lot of people up tonight. Love it. So if I buy the right package of what am I buying that I would get all the way back to 1871? What package, Clinton? Clinton's telling me about a baseball game, but I can't afford National Pastime 3. What's he talking about? Aaron, come up with the date, and we could play the game. If you can find that the exact date of that game, we'll do it. Brian, why Status Pro? How do I find it? And how much does it cost? And if I get everything, I'll buy it. I will buy it, provided it doesn't cost like $500. As soon as somebody says I can get everything back to 1871, I'll buy it. I'll buy it. All right, so we'll see if Aaron Reed can find that $325. Do you have a web page? Do you want to put it in the chat? I'll look at it. 325 ain't 500. 325 I could swing. I could swing that. I could do that. I'm getting a bunch of extra hours from FedEx right now, so why not? Oh, I have to go in the Delphi forums. Oh my God. Oh my God, I have to go in the Delphi. So there's got to be a way to order it. He's got to have a website. What is this guy? Do I just do Brian Y? Let me try this. Brian Y Status Pro. Let's use technology. Probably not going to work, but damn it. Because Clinton, you got me. You know how you are with me, man. It's like Samuel Smith with baseball books. There we go. I think I found it. Okay, there's hockey. I don't care. There's football. Don't care. Is this it? Status Pro Baseball. Please be it. There we go. So I did have to go there. So his football games he does there. So here you go, gentlemen. So every single Major League Baseball from 1871 to the 2025 projection. How do you buy this thing? You can't buy it all at once, though, right? Classic Status for Baseball, it's a blast. Regular game parts and midnight edition. So PDF. Is this per team? Is this $15 per team? I don't understand. Okay, no left-right splits. I don't really care about that as much. Wow. Look at all the stuff it has. Holy shit. I'm allowed to say that because I'm not monetized. So 15 per season. Tim says that would be June 24th, 1990 for Charlton versus Scotia. Okay. We'll do that ahead of time. We can do that tonight without the player picks. We don't care. We're here to have fun. He does nice Status Pro basketball sets too. Does he have pictures of his baseball cards here? Boy, this is tempting, Clinton. Wow, this is really tempting. So my math sucks. All right, so 300, 3.25. Just give me the everything. Where's the everything? Because Cyrus is never gonna. He's not gonna give out any deals. I don't blame him. He's a small company. So $15 per season. That's not bad. So 10. Well, it's going to be way over $325 though, Clinton. It's going to be 10 seasons. Is going to cost me $150 in this game. Oof. Ooh, ouch. Oof. These guys both came up with the same team. Major League thumb drive of all players for all Status Pro baseball teams created. Does not include new classic version. 325 to lower 48 includes MLB seasons. Where? Like, am I seeing it? Is this like the proverbial rattlesnake that if it was in front of me, it would bite me? Is that it? Because I would buy this right now. Right now. In this, I would buy it. Scroll down. Okay. I'm looking for $325 to jump out at me, and then I'll know. Oh, great teams! What great teams do you have in here? Let's see. Oh, hey, he lists them too. Message truncated. View full message. I'll get back to it in a second, Clinton. Oh my God! Look at this. This is pretty cool. He only goes up to 1967, but that's pretty cool, man. Why does everybody pick the 1909 Pittsburgh Pirates? Should be picking the 1902 Pirates. But anyhow, neither here nor there. That should be the 29 A's, not the 31 A's. Nitpicking. Good job. All right. Where the hell is this thing that Clinton is talking about? There it is. Holy shit. Major League thumb drive of all players for all Status Pro baseball teams created, blah, blah, blah. $325. Includes seasons 1871 to 2023, non-splits enhanced seasons, and the game parts via PDF. Team card covers ballpark effects, complex steel, and salary caps. Only, I got to do this. I'm sorry. Only available for all enhanced seasons. If you want all created Status Pro baseball files, including those available, real-life split, all-time grades, blah, 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 blah. Oh, so it's $375 if you add in all the other stuff, too. That's really good, man. No free refunds, no returns, no exchanges. Bite me. Okay, cool. I got it. I know, Control F. I should have. Thank you, Parallel League. Thank you, man. So let me ask you guys a question. I'm a tech guy, but let's say I would buy this. Is there a way that I could play this? I mean, Paul's going to be he's going to be sending me a spare copy of Status Pro Baseball that he has. But until then, and again, because of, is there a way I can, how do you guys arrange cards digitally on a screen so I can just roll stuff? Because I really have limited space. Because I will buy this. I will buy this right now. I get a City Preferred card that's saying, yes, I love baseball. It's the old style of cards. That's perfect. So, Clinton, did you buy them all at once? And online. Oh, okay. So, with his release cards. I've heard good stuff. Now, may I ask? So you paid $275. You got in. So, I've heard Derek Beckner, and I know Derek. I don't know that Derek knows he knows me, but he doesn't know me as Beatles Eternally. Derek is a dear friend from back in the day. I've heard good stuff about Derek's stuff too. So, but boy, does this look like just absolutely flipping cool, man. All-time Negro League players for $15, only $50 printed. This is a great deal. Yeah, baby. All right. Thank you, Clinton. Okay, so Derek is in Digital Diamond Baseball. Okay. Thank you for that, Clinton. I haven't spoken to Derek. I think last time I talked to him was 2019, actually, when I got here. So, but Derek Beckner is such a good guy, man. And what a baseball fan he is. He's a Red Sox hardcore, of course. Like, who isn't in this community? Except Tim and I. Tim and Chris and I. We're not hardcore Red Sox fans. Clinton, thank you for letting me know about this. This is pretty amazing. Because these people I'm staying with, one of the things they got me for Christmas was a table for me to practice close-up magic, but it also would work for playing cards and dice baseball because I could just fold it up, put it away. Clinton, thank you, man. All right. June 24th, 1990. All right. We're going to at least, yeah. So Parallel League, I started with digital baseball, but my first cards and dice baseball game was in university with my best friend, Brian, or best friend back then in college. And Status Pro Baseball was the one we played most, and I still love it to this day, which is why I'm a little bit disappointed with, I thought Digital Diamond this year was going to be playing with the Digital Diamond cards, but it wasn't the integration I was hoping for. So great game, Mark, but it's not what I'd hoped. Because you have a great baseball engine by itself, but I wanted to be able to play Status Pro Baseball, boom, with full integration, and I guess that's going to be for a future edition. So I'll keep buying your game every year. Yes, I will. All right. So June 24th, 1990, says Tim, and if Tim says it, it must be true. So 6/24/1990, huh? Well, if I'm going to do this, people have to come on and talk about this game because the only thing I know about 1990 was I followed the Pirates slavishly that year, and we were tough. All right, so what am I looking for here? What am I looking for? I got to go way back up. Yeah, I need these teams because I'm a stupid man. Okay. There's got to be Reds and something or other, right? Since Aaron brought it up, it's got to be a Reds game. So is this Reds Dodgers? Of course. Sosha. All right, there we go. Print play game. So you be the manager, right? We'll do it in our best broadcasting voice. All right, we can change the lineups if you want. We can just go with the lineups as they were. Leave the pitchers as they were. Dwayne Martz, how you doing? I wish Dwayne would come on in here. He never comes on. Dwayne does not like me anymore. He doesn't like me anymore. He won't come on stream. He will not come on. And that really makes me sad. Dwayne, you're 45 minutes away from me geographically. I'm going to come down there and kick your lieutenant arse. Come on sometime, will you? Like right now even. Anybody, come on. Talk about this game. Whatever. Dwayne's up past his bedtime. Oh, Clinton Parks. He's firing the shots already. Dwayne, I hope you're doing well, buddy. You know I'm funning with you. Sort of, but you haven't been on in a while, man. So, all right. So here it is. June 24th, 1990. This is a game that apparently there was some arse planting on the field. So, I wonder if that'll happen again. Hagerstown Independent League looks good. Yeah. Not far from where I am up in the Keystone State. So, Dwayne, we got to figure out how to get together. All right, so we're going to go ahead and print play game day as it goes. Cincinnati Reds versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. And here we go. So, this one at Riverfront Stadium, huh? Okay. Let us look at the lineup for the Cincinnati Reds. And Good grief, my eyes. It's going to be Lenny Harrison. Or no, for the Dodgers. I'm sorry. Lenny Harris, Stan Javier, Chris Gwynn, Eddie Murray, Hubie Brooks, Mike Scioscia, who's going to be put on his arse, I guess. Juan Samuel, Alfredo Griffin, and Fernando Valenzuela, he who breathed through his eyes like the Galapagos lizard. Right? Isn't that? Oh, look at it. Look, we got, see, there we go. So we got the cool people coming in. Tim is here. Hello? Are you there, Tim? Oh, Tim. Are you muted, dude? And there's Aaron.
Hello.
Okay, Aaron's here. Tim, do you know?
Yep, I muted my mic.
There he is.
All right. If this is June 24th, 1990, we are 5 days away from Fernando Valenzuela and Dave Stewart throwing a no-hitter on the same night.
Well, then that'll be a night we'll have to do too. Good
this
stuff.
Was on ESPN too. This was a Sunday night game.
Okay, so tell a Pirate fan about this game, guys, please. Go ahead.
Well, Aaron, you're going to have to. I can tell you about some of the players on the team. Well, Lenny Harris, of course, known as a pinch hitter throughout his Major League Baseball career.
I think he was starting in place. Was he at second? I think, or was he at third? What position? Did it say what position they play?
Who are you talking about?
Lenny Harris.
Lenny Harris is playing third base.
I think he was replacing. He was playing platooning with Steve Sachs. Although, wait, no, Sachs wasn't a Dodger in '90.
No.
But
Hamilton probably was a
Jeff Hamilton. Jeff was at. But yeah, I know this is on ESPN because there's audio of it on YouTube that I've heard. I mean, and it's it's like I think there's because I listened to it the whole game one afternoon because I was literally just chilling at home, and it was like it was a no contest. I mean, but the moment in question was like
the real game was a 10-6 score.
Yeah, and it was like you had Charlton. No, you had Charlton at I think he was on first. It might have been first base.
Yeah, because he from what I saw in the quick video,
he was plunked.
He got plunked. Yeah, well, he Roger Dorned that. He turned his knee into it.
Roger Dorn, love it.
Roger Dorn. I love Major League too. That's a good movie.
Good analogy, Tim. Please go ahead. Continue, man.
But
there's just a quick video on it.
Cool.
Right. I even heard Joe Nuxall's.
Sorry, go ahead, Aaron.
There's a Reds. I don't know if it's still on YouTube now, but it's like one of those highlight tapes, cassette, like you'd buy the highlight cassette tape, but it's like Marty Brenneman narrates it, but you get like the radio calls of the moments. And there's the call in question that was Joe Nuxall that was giving the call, but the one I heard was on ESPN because it was the Sunday Night Baseball game, which they had just started. I think they either it was that year or it may have been '89 when they started doing Sunday Night Baseball. So something like that was new.
Brought that up. That was their first year, and now we are going into their last year.
Wow, that's what 35 years of
one network doing Sunday Night Baseball, and they are saying that NBC might take this over.
I hope they do.
Well, let's see what happens when foosball season comes up.
So here's the thing, Tim. So last week I was out at a pub just doing some singing, and I was watching the shit that I'm so glad I'm not monetized. I was watching the shit that they had on ESPN, and it was like these people that they had like this. It was like an air guitar competition, and I'm like, but you could have baseball on right now instead of this dumb shit. What are they thinking over there? So they're owned by Disney. Is that it? Have they been Mickey Mouseified into some Goofy-fied into something weird or what?
They've essentially taken the lowest common denominator of saying, well, we really only have to do baseball once a week now.
I mean, these were some fugly people doing air guitar.
Baseball and your Wednesday night baseball. Well, that's also probably ESPN the Ocho.
Oh my God! So but I heard they're dropping baseball completely after the season, right?
Yes,
damn it! Oh my God!
To be fair, after next season, unless the owners and the players can get their act together, we might not have baseball
at all
for a while.
I know.
What is that
And-
when the CBA is supposed to end or something?
Yep.
And right now, the owners can't even agree on what they want to bring to the bargaining table.
Well, I mean, they've already sped the game up exponentially. I mean, it's like, what more do you want? You've got a full.
Well,
Oh,
Aaron, it's about the money.
Yes.
Yes, it is. I'm all for if this next CBA does not have a spending minimum, why bother?
Right.
I don't want a cap. I want a minimum.
I agree with you, Tim, because I'm tired of teams like mine playing welfare trailer trash bullshit.
Yeah, and well, I mean, I would also put a caveat on this, like, well, you just can't have opening day be this and then trade them all away at the end of April. No, you have to keep it at least until the All-Star break.
Right.
To at least give a genuine opportunity to, stay at that minimum.
So Midlife Crisis brings up a good point. He says he blames baseball, and I blame too. I blame Rob Manfred. They couldn't agree on a deal with YouTube TV, and that was stupid. Because you know what? You go on Amazon, there's baseball on Amazon, but YouTube carries football. People watch damn YouTube. Why they couldn't agree is greed. They should have done that deal with YouTube. Yeah. So no, but they're all about MLB Network. And since they are the only legal monopoly in the United States, they want to continue by monopolizing broadcasts. Holy shit.
Yeah.
And how are we going to bring kids into the game? Come on, man. Kids can surf YouTube and let them watch some baseball, for God's sake.
Oh, yeah.
Also, the thing of not having any first or second or whatever round of the playoffs on network television would also be very helpful.
That, man, Tim, you and I were old enough to remember, man, we cut our teeth watching baseball on national television.
Also, the fact that,
Come on.
then again, we also grew up on the era of maybe getting a 3-minute report on anything that was not your local team.
Yeah.
If you didn't have cable television.
Right. I'll say it for you, John, because I'm not. Whatever. Manfred pulled the All-Star game from the Braves. I hate that motherfucker. Yeah, I know. Manfred's ruining baseball. I'll say it, man.
It's going to be in Atlanta this year, I think.
No, he just said that they pulled it from the Braves, man.
Before they did. That's back there.
Oh, now. Before. Yeah. Okay.
It's
right. Because
now.
of the, yeah. Look, man, you guys know my politics. You know my politics. I'm liberal, but that was a dick move on the part when they did pull that from Atlanta. The Atlanta Braves had nothing to do with the shit that was going on then, and it should have been there. So I agree.
Amen.
So see that a liberal can agree with a conservative. In fact, probably on many issues. But let's not get too deep into that.
I remember that they moved the whole thing to Denver and just.
And no offense with this whole everybody playing everybody.
It's got to go. It's got to go.
Yeah, I mean, I understand of wanting to see everybody, but just.
Tim, to be honest with you, my friend, to interrupt, I'm sorry. I don't really care if I see the Anaheim Angels or not, though. I don't. I would rather. So Big Clue had this great. No, that's what I'm saying, Clinton. We're not going to get on that, any further than that. But I'm just saying that as a liberal, I totally agree. It was a dick move on baseball's part because that was done because of some bullshit. And of course, it was moved to a blue state. And I think that was not cool. Atlanta should have hosted the All-Star game that year. But what I was going to say, Tim and guys, is Big Clue some time ago put up a geographic realignment that made sense. It made sense. It would create rivalries. You got Pittsburgh and Cleveland. The two cities are very close to one another, relatively speaking, in this huge, great land in which we live. Mm-hmm. I would love to see the Indians and Pirates in a division where it means something, right? Realign everything. Let's face it, the difference between National League and American League nowadays is name only. Tim and I are old enough to remember when they actually, the leagues, and Clinton, of course, you would know, you and Ken knew when the leagues were autonomous, completely autonomous. They had their own president. The umpires in the American League wore those big balloon protectors. The National League wore the vest protectors that everybody wears now. They had their own strike zones in the American League and National League. All it is now is a difference in name with the adoption.
Don't get me started on the National League strike zones.
Well, there you go.
the freaking strike zone that Tom Glavine got in Game 6 of the '95 World Series was godforsaken atrocious. Or the strike zone that Eric Gregg gave Levon Hernandez in the '97 NLCS was godforsaken atrocious.
I heard about that. It was nuts.
I'm with you. Parallel league, interleague play sucks. I want to see if we're sticking with American League, National League. I don't want those teams to meet until the World Series. They make a big hype. We could be seeing, and you start to hear this shit in like late July after the All-Star game. We could be seeing a preview of the World Series. I don't want to see a damn preview. I want the best National League team, given what we have now, to meet the best American League team or whoever wins to meet in the World Series. That's what I want to see. Get rid of interleague.
You have like an East and a West, and the winners of each division play each other in the World Series.
Exactly. That's it.
Nice that way now. If they're all going to play by the same rules, then
but with Big Clue's realignment, you would still be preserving those great rivalries. So Reds, Yankees, Cubs, Cardinals, Dodgers, Giants. Those would be preserved, but you could create new rivalries. And if baseball is going to expand, it would be smart to put a team out there in Salt Lake, because Denver kind of owns all of that right now.
The Rockies are shit.
But what about a real meaningful in the same division cross-state rivalry, Cardinals and Royals? That's got to make Missouri happy, right? Boom, boom, boom.
Right.
Pirates and Phillies, put us in the same division. In fact, that we never were. So one time we were both National League East teams, right? And then when they broke this up into East, Central, and West, now the Pirates from the Central and the Phillies are in the East. But only 300 miles separate the cities. Doesn't make any sense. How about you have the Tigers, the Tigers and the Brewers in the same division where it let's go back to divisional play, gentlemen, where divisional play meant something. It doesn't mean anything anymore. If the Pirates are playing the Cubs, and the Pirates have been improving slightly, it's a little scary right now, but we're not going to contend.
Supposed to today, but they lost. But anyway,
yeah. But we're but
you've won probably 8 out of your last 10.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa. That's why I'm really not following now, because I don't want to jinx them. But so you guys know, just a few short years ago, right? Pick your team. So if the Red Sox played the Yankees, that meant more than if the Red Sox were playing the Angels. Why they got rid of divisional play makes no sense, because you should be playing more within your own division. Make it a dog fight, man. I belong to a Facebook group, Tim, and everybody, called NL Central Smack Talk. It's boring. There's nothing to smack talk about, because divisional play doesn't mean anything.
I mean, it's like you play your division like at least twice per season, I think now, or 3 or 4.
Right.
And it's meaningless. I mean,
13 games.
13 games.
It went from 19 to 13.
So, Tim, for you, Cleveland playing Detroit means more than Cleveland playing the Yankees.
The Yankees, yeah.
In terms of divisional play, because you guys weren't in the same division.
Yeah.
But now it doesn't.
Now we were in the pre-1994.
Right, pre-1994. Yeah, I mean, that's pre-1994. That's when, you still had the Atlanta Braves as the National League West, which was really stupid. But whatever. Again, there's this uneven distribution of baseball. That's why I am for a team in Salt Lake City. I think that would be brilliant.
My take, and I agree with you guys. I mean, everybody playing everybody at least once is stupid.
Amen, John. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, you got 15 teams per league, but it's like 3 divisions, and each division has 5 teams. It's like and every time like division teams play each other, there's not a lot of meaning behind it, because it's like you don't see them as much. I mean, when I was a little lad, I guess you could say.
You still are, but go ahead.
Yes.
You're the youngest person in this community.
I'm the
Go change your nappy, Aaron. Anyhow, go ahead.
Like when I was growing up, baseball was like, you played back when it was 2 divisions. in the early 90s, you played your division at least dang near 20 times a year.
But and the thing is it meant a game in the standings, not a half game.
Oh yeah.
So divisional play, they that's like taking out the incisors. That's what they've done. They've taken out the incisors of the game. And don't get me started on the parallel league talking about the Ghost Runner. Who would say is that parallel league talking about the Ghost? That's out. No, it's John. It is bullshit. Is that Ghost Runner? Give me a break.
I hate it. I mean,
so why not a realignment? Let's just realign it. Put a team in Salt Lake. Try to be sort of right. So you got the A's. Someday will be in Vegas. I guess right now, aren't they playing Sacramento right now?
They are
this year?
in Sacramento.
They're in Sacramento right now, and they're allegedly breaking ground next week.
Oh, so they got the funding for the ballpark in Vegas finally, huh?
Yeah.
The Rays are playing at a dang spring training park because of their trop got hit by that hurricane last year.
Yeah.
Well, let's say Rays fans, the Tampa Bay Rays field a good team, and they have like the worst fans. I mean, sorry.
I think
so John talks about contraction. Maybe that's a team that needs to move elsewhere because apparently that ballpark's really hard to get to.
I was listening to a Rays game. I think it might have been
Hey David,
a couple years ago, but it was like an afternoon game.
Mm-hmm.
There was like little to nobody there. Like you could hear a pin, like other than the announcers calling the game, you could probably hear like a pin drop. It was that quiet.
Well, this is also the same team that couldn't sell a wild card playoff round.
Yeah, no one showed up for that either.
It's sad, man.
And they got kicked. They got swept out in 2 straight. I think it was.
Yeah,
just like
All right. So
Parallel League says that he's still skeptical to get the park built in Vegas. I know there's been a lot. If the mob was still in charge there, they'd have their ballpark. But oh well, we've all seen Casino, and we know what happened there.
Yeah,
I think Vegas. I mean, I thought at first like what a natural place for a baseball team. I didn't expect everything that they're running into, but I wondered if the soon-to-be mottled hand of Rob Manfred isn't involved in that fuckery as well.
Manfred wanted to put a team in somewhere in Charlotte, somewhere in
Charlotte. Charlotte wouldn't have been a bad place, but the East Coast is glutted with baseball teams, though, man.
Oh man, I mean,
it is. I mean, I think Salt Lake is a great idea. I think Vegas is a great idea.
Salt Lake, like they have a good baseball team. Dude, same with Vegas.
Yeah, the way they support the Salt Lake Bees, they've been begging for Major League Baseball out there.
Oh man, I mean, why don't we get Major League Baseball here? I mean, we'd have to get a bigger ballpark, but the closest we've had to a baseball team is the Lexington Legends, and they're just an independent league team that holds the ballpark holds up to 8,000, maybe more per sellout night.
See, now some might argue that Indianapolis has been smart by just staying at the AAA club.
The Indians, they're
because they used to be a Pirates affiliate. I don't know who they're affiliated with now. They're still Fox. Because I pay attention to the AA affiliate more than the AAA. Because the AA affiliate's not as far from me.
That's the
Altoona Curve.
Altoona Curve, okay.
Yeah, Kutch. We had Kutch out of there and stuff. And I've gone to that ballpark. There's an amusement park that is out beyond right field. It's a pretty park, and it's a neat old amusement park too. So it has the world's oldest roller coaster. Right now, it's shut down. That was built in 1902. It's not the one you see out beyond the right field fence, but it's further back in the park, and it's the oldest operating roller coaster in the world. And that's the Pirates AA affiliate, amazing. And they're 98 miles from Pittsburgh. So a lot of times, guys were jumping from AA right to the majors
because they didn't have very far to travel.
Yeah, 98 miles up the road, boom, you're there.
I talked to we were season ticket holders of our minor league team when they were. I talked to one of the players, and he said, really, I did talk to him. He said, like, the difference between traveling in the majors and traveling to the minors. I mean, yeah, the minor leaguers they're always on a bus. It's bus travel. They travel the same part of the region.
And they all visit Susan Sarandon. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Susan Sarandon. Yeah, they visit Susan Sarandon, and then when they get to the major leagues, it's like they just it's like flying from one side of the country to another, and then it's just like, I mean, I've been to minor league games for years, and the difference in it's like, I mean, I remember my first Reds game, and I've told this story several times. I was 13 years old. It was a church trip. And my brother and I, they got us standing room only tickets. My brother and I, there was no way in hell we were going to stand through the whole game. So we went to the concessions to get something to eat. I'll tell you, a hot dog in a major league game is a lot more expensive than a hot dog in a minor league game.
Oh, yeah.
And hell, I mean, where our team is, I don't know if any other team does this in the minors. We had what was called quarter hot dog night.
You're never going to see that in the majors.
$1 nets you a container with 4 hot dogs, and it's just and then, but the differences in the majors and the minors is different than
parallel league.
Like travel and things like that. But to hear the stories, it's like just to get to the show and then either not be used or not be like what happened to Bryce Harper when he came from the minors. Like, I didn't realize what a jerk he was until he was in the majors, and he was just, he was a dick basically, and no one liked him. I mean, but
one thing baseball still does right, though, is you can't just get to the majors. Like, again, not to pick on Michael Jordan, and his first love was baseball, but he wasn't good enough for the majors.
No.
He just wasn't. He batted .220 in AA. So
Birmingham with the Barons.
Right. So at least baseball, it's still hard to make it there to the show, but it's getting the talent. It's getting a little bit more. It's getting weaker. It's kind of more diluted. That's what I'm looking for. More of a diluted talent pool. I think it takes immense talent to get to that level and stay there. But maybe that's the argument against expansion. I don't know.
I mean, if you get if somebody gets hurt, and that's unfortunate that somebody gets hurt, you gotta call up somebody from the minors to replace them until the injured person recovers and is fit, is well enough to play again. Then you send the call up back down again, and then of course once minor league's over with in September, that's when you expand the 40-man rosters, which because I know this because I've seen, no pun intended, I guess I've seen, like, for example, I think it was a few years ago, J.R. Tolles he was with the Astros. J.R. Tolles, he was in in AAA like most of the year, and then when after Labor Day, which is usually when the minor league season was over with, he was in with the Astros, and he didn't do much, but he was there. But it's like they don't, they're never always on the postseason roster. I mean, that's. But I haven't been to a ball game in years. I mean,
well, you're at one here now, so tell me a bit about this June 24th, 1990 game here, Aaron.
As I said, I don't remember it because I was just a baby.
Well, let's pretend you weren't. What do you know about this game?
Well, the Reds were red hot in '90, of course. Sorry to if you're a Pirates fan, I feel bad for you.
No, we lost. The Reds didn't beat us. We lost to
them. Pirates lost that series.
We were in first place that entire season. We should not have lost against the Reds. Yes.
But yeah, it was like you had the Reds fans were coming in droves to Riverfront just to see them take it from wire to wire, and then this was on, as I said earlier, this was on ESPN, so I'm sure that my mom and dad were probably watching it. I would have, had I been a baseball fan as a baby, I would have probably been like, "What is this?" But like, but I remember I've heard the audio of it, and it's like, wow, to be watching baseball at a time like this when when times were a lot simpler in the early 90s. I mean, you had you had 4 divisions, 2 in each league, and you had what? Let's see, 14 teams.
Yeah, but you couldn't Google Jenna Jameson yet.
No,
go ahead,
you
please.
could not Google Jenna Jameson. Internet didn't really exist yet.
I'm sorry, man. You left yourself open for that. Go ahead.
I had to take the bait on that one.
You did.
But yeah, internet wasn't a thing. If you wanted to watch a game, you had to watch it on TV, and if you didn't tape it, that was it. There was no
You maybe got baseball tonight on ESPN after Sports Center.
Yeah,
which probably you had to wait till midnight.
Yeah, and there ain't no way in hell none of us are staying up that late sometimes. I mean, then again, if you didn't work, then you had to, I mean, but yeah, the only way you could see it again is to either ESPN shows it late at like an encore, like really late at night, which I think they still do. I mean, they'll show like,
but they'll say this due to time constraints, we now move ahead to.
It's edited for time. Because I remember. Back in 2006, there was a game that was delayed by rain, and I remember I was up getting ready to go to school, to take the bus to go to school in the morning, and the game was on. I didn't know if it was either an encore or if it was live, but you could hear like the rainfall was just tremendous. I mean, and this is I was literally asking my dad, is this live or is this the encore
or is it Memorex?
Or is it Memorex? Yeah.
Yeah.
But unless you take
Jenna's going to come over and peek at you guys for a second. there we go.
Oh, hello.
You mean the ex-wife of Tito Ortiz?
So we can't play any of her videos, guys, even though I'm not monetized. Kick my arse off. A lot of people say, play it, Beatles, play it, Beatles, play it, Beatles.
Drag. Damn, that sucks.
No, she was never a drag queen. But anyhow, go ahead.
Not that.
Ooh, there's a hot one with her with a guitar. Wait a minute. I'm a musician, so I have to show you. Then we'll continue. I'm just helping out the guys here. I'm trying to pimp up the viewership a little bit.
Sure.
There we go, guys. Jenna's going to rock out some Dan Halen for you.
My love.
So I didn't never heard real. Oh, okay, that was the. Yeah.
I love some Van Halen, but yeah,
I love me some Jenna, so we're good.
There's nothing wrong with Jenna Jameson, but yeah, like,
well, not then.
Not then.
But it's a different story.
Just a tad, Tim. Just a tad, and I know it was only academic research in your part, of course, right?
But
this is where you answer yes.
The fact of child endangerment.
Yeah, right.
But I
think we're off the rails. Do you think so?
We've rocketed off into the stratosphere of the unknown.
What else
right
is
now.
new? What else is new? Should I throw a pitch here and then we can continue?
Get it on.
Continue talking. All right, Lenny Harris leading off here for the LA Dodgers. Rick Mahler on the mound.
Mailer.
I'm sorry, Mailer, whatever the fuck. See, okay, so I'm a classical music guy, so Gustav Mahler. But if it's Mailer, okay. Rick probably wouldn't know Gustav from anyhow. Well, he probably used to
Gustav Eiffel either. So
he probably used to read a lot of that there Beethoven and Mozart.
He is from Texas.
Mailer was also on some pretty terrible Braves teams.
Even like Ernie says Mahler. So
that's how you say it in German. It's Mahler.
Yes, Mahler.
Yeah.
Hold on. So, let's pull up the baseball pronunciation guide and see if.
All right, Tim is going to correct us here. Here we go.
My Talking Baseball game says Mailer.
So. Guys, by the way, I wanted to thank you while Tim from the truck here is doing our and no offense, Mike, because Tim's a good guy. You know that, Mike from the truck. So thank you guys for liking my experiments that I'm doing with some little mini documentaries. They're going to get longer and a little different. So we have Lou Gehrig and George Sisler up there so far. So thanks, guys. I got some likes on those. And
it is Mailer.
It is Mailer. All right, I'm going to screw it up anyhow. But all right, Rick Mailer.
All right. We'll stick with your Rick Porcello.
Rick Porcello.
Well, that's how you say it in Italian. Damn it! The other way makes him sound like a damn mushroom. Like Porcello. Oh, I had rigatoni with Porcello. Oh, Jesus, you're killing me over here. You're killing me over here.
You're killing me.
Dude, Christopher Sloving says we can't even get past the start. Chris, you're acting like this is the first time on this channel.
Where have you been, Chris?
Jesus, everybody knows when you come to a Beatles Eternally thing, dude, it's a train wreck. All right, Rick Mailer. May his memory be eternal on the mound. All right, Lenny Harris in there for 1990. Yes. 431 at bats, 304 average, 2 dingers. He struck out 31 times like a wanker, walked 29 times, stole 15 bases. Are we happy now?
Yes.
Okay, now I'm going to actually roll the dice. And I forgot to change that to white. I have to. But this is an 8, and it's a leadoff walk to Lenny Harris. How about that? Just comment when you want. Anybody want to manage, you can do that too. But I got to change this red die to white numbers because I have to.
Rick Mailer died in 2005. He was 50.
Way too young.
Years old.
You don't even way too young. Yeah. All right, so here's Stan Javier. Javier, 304, 15 stolen bases, 3 home runs. And here we go. Mailer has the sign, and here is the pitch. And so wing bat, it's a strikeout.
Yeah.
What's the defensive lineup for the Reds?
Third straight year as a World Series participant.
Oh, cool.
Because he was with the A's in 88 and 89, I believe.
Can I guess the Reds defensive alignment?
So what I did for the Reds, just saying because you can reposition fielders, is I moved Benziger. Benziger was over in what is called zone 6. So Aaron, I'll visualize this game for you.
Sure.
In the advanced rules for pocket pennant run, the game is split up into zones, which allows you to do defensive positioning based upon a player's defensive rating.
Yes.
Okay. So had I left it at default, we have Luis Quinones the second, not a very good second baseman. So to be able to get more plays going to the right side, I moved Benziger over a little bit, so he's in zone 5. So he can cover more
defensive linemen. We know a couple of them. All right, go ahead. You want to start infield or outfield?
Let me have a guess here. Between first and short, we've got Benzinger.
Yep.
Duncan.
No, not so. Quinones is second tonight.
Benzinger, Quinones, Sabo, and Larkin.
No, you're right with Duncan.
Yeah, Duncan's at short.
We got Benzinger, Quinones, Sabo, and Duncan.
Sabo, the human praying mantis. Okay,
left fielder is Billy Hatcher.
Yep.
Yeah, look at you. And
Eric Davis in center.
Yep. Now I'm going to move Davis over 1 because in right field, go ahead.
Paul O'Neill.
No,
Glenn Bragg started this game.
Braggs. Okay.
So so this game uses as played lineups. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move because you can do defensive position. I'm going to move Eric Davis over to zone 4.
Mr. Red. So we
got move him to zone 4.
Then who's behind
so we got Benzinger. We got Benzinger, Quinones, Sabo, and Duncan. Outfield is Hatcher, Davis, and Braggs. Oliver catching.
Yep.
And Mailer pitching.
Yep.
So that's
put it Dibble and throw the first ball at the guy running to first. I remember that. Nathaniel, you're not feeling well. Gonna like the video and head out. Nathaniel, I did friend you on so when you're feeling better, message me in Discord, pal.
Get well quick, buddy.
Now we have Tony Gwynn's brother up the plate.
Tony Gwynn.
And here is the pitch. And this one is going to be another walk. Mailer having some trouble here. So 2 walks in the inning, 1 down, and brings up Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray had 26 homers that year with a 330 average. So Murray pretty dangerous here for these Dodgers. And this is going to be a control 10, and it's another walk.
Oh boy.
So he walks them loaded. So we have any
No one out too.
Now, if this was
One
2025
out.
baseball, you guys would be giving Mailer the hook.
Yep. Bullpen game. Take him out.
I'm just curious. Let's see who the Reds brought. Did they have anybody come in? So it was just Charlton. Yeah.
Well, they brought Larkin off the bench to pitch.
Larkin was off the bench.
I was just talking about pitchers, Tim. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, just Charlton. Mailer went 6th, and Charlton went 3 for the save.
The myth save, right? Exactly. All right. So, what do you guys want to do? We got bases loaded. It's top of the first. One out and
loaded, 1 out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And we got UB Brooks up to bat.
Brooks isn't really a power threat.
20 home runs.
I take that back.
266 average in 1990.
Or
do you try to go for 2 here?
I would go for a double play. Yeah,
go for 2. All right, let's go. Here is the pitch. Oh, this is going to be trouble. This is a batter 11. It's a power check. It's a power check 9. And it is a double, a bases clearing double.
Wow.
Bases clearing double. Oopsie. All right.
That's not on the agenda.
So the Dodgers put 3 in the board thus far, 1 down, and brings up Mike Scioscia. Now he's the guy that's going to get knocked on his arse later, right?
Yeah.
That's the play.
That's the play. Okay. Don't know if it's going to happen. All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. Reds 1998 had a game with an outfield of Young, Frank, and Young Frankensteins. That's cool. Love it. All right, here is the pitch, and it is a strikeout. Strike him out. All right. So 2 down. Mailer looking to staunch the bleeding here a little bit as Juan Samuel steps up. 13 homers, a 242 average. Should be able to get him out. And this one hit out to Glenn Braggs in right, circles under it, and he drops the ball. And the runner's going to score from second. Oh, my God.
Mailer's not going to last.
See that? Poor Rick, man.
No.
Man, Dodgers with 4 on the board. Aaron, this is your 1990 Reds, buddy.
This is not this is not what the Reds did in 1990. This is unlike them at all.
Right.
Wow.
All right. So we got Juan Samuel, who has some speed on at second. Now, the question is Lou Piniella, does Tommy Lasorda want to be a dick and try to have him steal third?
No.
Okay.
Well, you can click on the manager thing to say if he wants to steal.
Yeah, let's see. I sometimes override that. Let's see if Tommy's going to be a dick here. No, he says no. Okay. All right. Alfredo Griffin. All right. Definitely not a power hitter. Watch him pull a Francisco Cabrera here, though. 210 average, a home run in 1990. And Mailer deals to him. And this one hit to Chris Sabo. And Sabo up with it. And the inning is over on a 5-3 putout. Wow. How about that? So, Aaron, it's only the first inning.
Yeah.
All right.
The Dodgers did score 6 runs in this game, so.
They scored 6, and in this inning they scored 5 runs on 1 hit. Oopsie. Anyhow, all right, here we go. Chris Sabo almost got thrown out of.
Mailer was not very good.
So we got Valenzuela. So he's breathing through his eyes, and unfortunately, with these Dodgers, defensive positioning isn't going to make any real difference here at all. Not a strong infield except at first. Outfield comparable to the Reds, but I'm not going to change. I'm not going to do any defensive repositioning here because you've got a D-rated shortstop in Griffin, and you've got a C-rated second baseman in Samuel. I could make a change on the right-hand side, but it's not going to really make a difference. Chris Sabo almost got thrown out of a game. Some friends of mine and I went to Reds were visiting the Bucks at Three Rivers. And Chris Sabo just put on attitude. So we decided we would put on an attitude, and we felt that he'd look like a praying mantis. And
that's where that started?
Dude, I don't know, but he was going to come after us. And the home plate umpire came over and said, 1 more word, you guys are out.
Wow.
So we shut up and we sat there and just ate our popcorn. And I was a vegetarian by then, so it was just popcorn and beer for me. But yeah. Boy, that was scary, dude. You don't realize how big those umpires are till they come over and yell at you.
Oh man, I never got yelled at by an umpire, but thank God.
I've never been within. Well, not true. They did sit second row behind home.
Parallel League says Reds. We're on the third base side too, man. Reds went wire to wire. You guys were fired. So did the Pirates. Well, of course they're not playing tonight. All right, here we go. Chris Sabo and Fernando Valenzuela. Here he goes. Anybody that wants to channel their inner Susan Sarandon, please feel free. All right, here we go. And this is a batter 8, and Chris Sabo opens it with a base hit. So there you go, Aaron. Right, Sabo aboard. Let's see if Pinella wants him to try for second. He's calling for a steal. So yes, we will. Why the hell not? Okay, stealing against Sosha, and he's off to the races, and he is safe. So Sabo seals himself into scoring position. So did I, Parallel League, early 1990s Buckaroons. All right, here's Billy Hatcher. I remember Billy Hatcher. Another guy I remember, too, that used to be and it was sad to see him. You guys remember Eric Youting from the Astros?
Yes,
I do.
So Eric Youting used to be a terror on the base paths for like a season or so. And I remember seeing him play in a low-level independent league. And, the saddest thing to see is a baseball player who's lost a step or two. And that was Eric Youting, right? So this baseball team made a big deal. We've signed Eric Youting and da-da-da-da-da, and the stands were packed. Youting was getting thrown out all the time, where with the Astros, right, he would ground to short, and he was already at first before the shortstop threw. One year he had like 67 stolen bases.
Yeah,
it was so sad, man. He was getting thrown out on plays that I could have made it to first. Sad thing to see. But Billy Hatcher, the reason I bring up Youting is Hatcher. It always seems when the Bucks played against Billy Hatcher, he would always like just murder us for some reason. All right, here's the pitch. And this one is a swing and a miss. Billy Hatcher steer right out. Struck him out. All right.
Struck him out.
One away. Sabo at second. And here's Eric Davis. 24 homers. Mr. Red with a 260 average in 1990 and 21 home runs. Dodgers want to keep him off the base paths. All right. Valenzuela deals. And this one is going to be a drop third strike. Let's see what happens here. Sometimes exciting things happen, and sometimes it's just a plain old out. Eric Davis thrown out at first. So, or 2 away, and that will bring up Glenn Braggs. Don't know much about him except he hit 299, which is pretty good. 6 home runs.
Former Brewer platoon outfielder, actually took over for Eric Davis in Game 4 after he lacerated his
kidney. Played with the Reds for 2 more years. Then he went to Japan.
I would hate to be him. I would hate to be him. Clint, he says, how'd you like to be Nick Osaski? I remember that name. Traded to Boston, played a hell of a year, and then had to quit the game as he developed vertigo.
He had vertigo ended his. He was with the Braves when he had vertigo too.
Yeah, vertigo's
the Braves picked him up in '91, and he had to quit playing.
All right, we got a 7 off, or we got a 5 off the batter die, and this is going to be a fly ball, possible tags that fly to center, but the tag ain't going to mean anything. So it's just an F8. Yep, that's just looking. So just a plain old F8. And the Reds whimper quietly. We head to the top of the second. LA leads Cincinnati 5-0. Good news for the Reds. At least they got a hit. Got to look on the bright side of life, just like Eric Idle sang on the cross.
Yes.
There you go, Tim.
Boy, the wife.
All right, here we go. We got
piece of shit. Think of it.
So Fernando that year in 69 at bats, guys, 304 average, a home run for him. So let's see what the lefty does. Yeah, he could.
I guess.
All right. Mailer ready to deal, and this is going to be swing batter, and you're out of there.
I was going to say, I guess Dwayne's little epithet of "we don't need no stinking DH" was, of course, it should be trademarked. But
then again, also there was the infamous game, that Friday night baseball game, when I think it was also in 1990 with the Dodgers and the Phillies, when the Phillies had that big 9th inning comeback, and they decided to pinch hit Fernando Valenzuela as sort of we're up by so many, it's not going to matter. And he ended up getting a hit in that inning, and they still ended up losing. Jose Offerman may have had a couple errors in that inning.
May have. Clinton, you know what, though? I'll never forget the Bartolo Colon home run, though. I mean, right, it's probably the most memorable pitcher home run ever. Arguably. I mean, come on, Bartolo Colon, right? I mean, this guy's not going to hit it.
7 in 2003. I'd have put Kerry Wood's home run on that list, but they did not win that game.
Yeah, nobody will forget Colon. Exactly. Boom. It's like it was shock. It was shock, man. It was crazy stuff. All right, back at the top of the order. Lenny Harris walked his last time up, 1 out, top of the second, and here is the wind and the pitch. This one hit out to Davis, and Davis will make the easy catch. So Davis will make the easy catch. Eric the Red, as I think Clinton says.
Eric the Red.
All right, Stan Javier now struck out his last time up. Mahler looking for another easy inning. Naylor looking for another easy inning there. I got you, Tim, before you got me, man. All right, and this one is a batter 4, and this is going to be a fly out to left, and that will retire the side.
I can always let you Gubaza that one.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Go ahead, Aaron. Hit us, man.
I think Mailer's starting to settle down a little bit.
You think? Oh, there was an open invitation for you to do the whole Harry Carey Gubaza thing.
Mark Gubaza. That's Gubaza, Harry.
I remember, Grezolonic, right? I remember
Grezolonic.
ID Jester. We love him. You know, guys, we all love ID Jester, but he could not pronounce Mark Gubaza's name. Used to crack me up, man. I'd be there 3 a.m. when I was living in Holland, and I'm just busting a gut. And I remember Clinton was there, and he's typing the pronunciation of Gubaza. But Jester, man, he never won. And then he finally said, "I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn." He just called him Gubiza. Oh my God. It's so funny.
Like when Ernie and Appa says like some of the names, he says Baega.
Yeah, he says some of the names incorrectly. He's not too good with Italian names. You always cringe when he does them. But he's Ernie Harwell. He's not Ernie Harwelly. So
Ernie Harwell. My girlfriend was asking me, why does he sound so like digitized, or like it's like he goes. I said because he was. That was the technology they had at the time,
and still miles ahead of anything right now.
Yes.
All right, Here is the pitch from Valenzuela as we begin in the bottom of the second inning, and Benzinger. Let's see, what does Benzinger do? We got a batter 1, so this one is just going to be. What are we going to call this? We're just going to call this one a liner to second. Disappointing, huh? Disappointing.
Damn.
It's nothing personal. It's just the dice.
It's just the dice.
Speaking of dice, we just Bernie Strom and I just did the Return of the Diamonds and Dice podcast. So, guys, let us know your thoughts about why you chose the medium to play baseball that you did. It's not one's better than the other, but why you chose, or why you feel cards and dice is your better medium for experiencing baseball, or digital, or if you're both. Let us know in Bernie's comments, and we are trying to think of something for middle of July. So let us know, because I'm in Egypt. But there we go. I forgot to put a batter up there. See how I am, Aaron? It's terrible. All right, here's Mariano Duncan. That's not your fault. Mariano Duncan. I always like Mariano Duncan. A 308 hitter, 10 home runs for him in 1990. Duncan. All right, Valenzuela deals Fernando. Got to see Valenzuela pitch, man. He was amazing to watch. We beat him, but it was great to watch him play.
Fernando Mania.
All right, this is a batter, and this is a 6, and this is going to be a grounder to third. No harm, no foul. No harm, no foul there. But Aaron, what is going on with your diet or with your Reds, man?
They can't get anything going. We're already eventually going to the top of the third, and they cannot break through Valenzuela's pitches.
Oh, I've definitely heard you. So Clinton, your big correction of me was a dead ball player, actually. Freddie Parent. I used to call him Freddie Parent, and you said it's Parent. And then ever since you corrected me, I've been doing that. And Clinton knows I'm terrible with German names. So Clinton always helps me with German names too. So I'm very happy with that.
So hold on. So you have the former MLB pitcher Mark Parent. You have that guy. Say his name again.
Oren.
And then you have former NHL goaltender and Philadelphia Flyer Bernie Perron.
Perron, right?
All spelled the same way.
All spelled the same way, right?
Perron.
But you know what? It's like the word cooperate in English. Do you notice that the two O's in the word cooperate each insist upon having their own phoneme? Yeah, think about that one now. Next time you're having a show.
Cooperate.
Right. So one is O-A. Yeah, see? So there's no cooperation between both letter O's in the word cooperate. See the things you learn here.
Geez. Don't. Okay. Then are you gonna park on your drive? Are you gonna park on your driveway or park on the? There's a park on the driveway and drive on a parkway. Are you gonna park on the parkway now?
Park on a parkway, right? Because I
park on a parkway and drive that way.
Yeah.
All right. Let's
yeah, because we're only in the second inning. Holy
Yeah.
shit. We're going to be 87 years old by the time this is done. Okay, here's the pitch. All right, here we go. Hey, we got our first lefty-righty here, and it's not going to matter because Quinones is a switchy. So we go to 8, and this is going to be just a grounder to short, and that retires the side.
Oh, geez, there's a pocket pennant rule I did not read before.
Yeah, switch hitters aren't affected by left or right.
Okay.
None of us can drive in the fairway, says David Lando. He is absolutely right. Parallel League says we're giving you gray hairs. Welcome to the family, brother.
The movie Casino, you can land a plane there because you're circling the golf course so much, trying to hear one of the bad guys talk.
It's too bad that
nice casino reference. Well done.
Yes. It's too bad that Pocket Pennant has no sound effects.
It may happen. Let Paul Fay hear this, and it'll probably happen.
But for what it is, I mean,
for what it is, it's an excellent baseball game. Is for what it is. I think people, and I know Aaron again, for your special. My descriptions aren't good enough, but this is a really good baseball game. That's just better by leaps and bounds, leaps and bounds, leaps and bounds. It's not this humble little simple baseball game by any means. Mm-hmm. Still got work to do, but it's awesome. Can I say? It's just because you're sour because right now your Reds are being shut out, but it is only the top of the third.
It's only like I would say it's only a game, but we're
25-year-old.
What's that?
Parallel League says Father Day's remember. Yeah, happy Father's Day to all you dads out there, by the way.
Yep. We took Dad out yesterday for the weekend.
Nice. He says his dad used to see he had long wavy hair and then it waved goodbye. Oh, that's always it's a tragedy, man. It's tough.
We took Dad to Big Kahuna Barbecue for lunch yesterday.
There you go. Nice. I have 2 cats. I guess that counts. Anyhow, here is the pitch to Chris Gwynn. All right, and this is a bat or die 1, and this is just going to be a 4-3 ground out. 4-3 ground out.
Duncan to Benzinger.
It would be. You know these teams, so go for it, Darren. Yeah. That's cool. All right, here's Eddie Murray. He walked his last time.
Eddie Murray
batting the 4th slot here.
Drinking B. Murray.
Lefty righty, and Murray's a switchy, so it doesn't matter. So we go to 8 and base hit for Eddie Murray. Base hit. All right.
He got his 3,000th hit as a member of the Cleveland Indians off of Mike Trombley and the Minnesota Twins.
See, now Lasorda's calling for the steal here. What do you guys think?
June 30th, 1995.
Lasorda wants to be a dick and steal here.
If he wants to be Brooks, my guy, let him be a dick.
Why not?
Not with Eddie Murray on first base.
Yeah. Now he did say Craig Harris said they want to work on that part of the game down the line. So I'm going to overrule this. I don't think it's stupid. Why would you want to run Eddie Murray?
Yes. Why?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So this one is going to be a defensive check out on the right fielder and a 7 on the die. And this is going to be a fly to right possible tag. We'll see if Eddie Murray is going to do that or not. Okay. F9 or fly ball 9+. Nope, he's just going to stay where he is. Smart man, 2 down. And here comes Mike Sosha. Struck out his last time up. Here is the pitch. And this is a batter 2. And this is just going to be a harmless grounder to short. And that will retire the side. So how about that?
So third, 5-zip Dodgers.
So the Dodgers putting up all 5 in the visitors' half of frame number 1. All right, it's going to be Joe Oliver for the Cincinnati Reds. It'll be Oliver, Mailer, and then Chris Sabo. As long as Tim's around, I can never say Mahler. But if I ever do a broadcast of one of my other YouTube channels I'm starting, if it's Gustav Mahler, watch what happens. I'll say Gustav Mahler, and I'm gonna have all these people jumping.
People are gonna be up your rear, up your bum.
They will be up my bum. They will be up my bum. So again, happy
Mahler, not Mailer in that case.
Happy Daddy's Day, boys. Happy Daddy's Day
to my dad.
You're not a Tim, or you're not a dad.
Nope.
Okay, so
to my dad.
I know David Lando, his daughter, she's awesome, man. She's awesome.
Happy Father's Day, David.
Happy Father's Day. To everybody else, Chris, you're not a dad, I don't think. I know Ken is. His son is a brilliant journalist. You guys should read some of his stuff. Todd B, are you a papa? Are you a papa? All right, here we go. You're welcome, David. Yeah, she's such a great kid. She really is. Does Paul Games allow mulligans? Hint, hint. It's becoming a mulligan. We might have to. We're just having fun tonight here.
Yes.
Guys. All right. This is a batter 1, and this is going to be a liner to short. Liner to short. Boing, boing, boing. Yeah, that'd be number 6, Tim. I remembered that. Tim's looking. He's moving the cursor around. He can't find the L6. What's wrong with him?
Don't worry about it.
Much is wrong with me, my friend. Hey, what are you doing, by the way? What are you doing lately? Any projects or what?
No.
Good night, Clinton.
Not in the mood.
You're not in the mood.
I barely just got around to clicking around a pocket pennant run again. I had a 1988 Baltimore Orioles opening day just for the hell of it.
Oh God, did they lose?
No, they were actually winning. I didn't.
Oh wow! Okay.
Is that the team that went 0-20 something before they finally won again?
Yes, the season. Yes,
they fired Cal Senior and replaced him with
Frank Robinson.
Yeah, that was pretty epic. That was epic, man. All right, here we go. Here's Rick Mailer. And Chris Sabo waits on deck. And Aaron, hoping beyond hope something happens here.
Come on, Rick.
Probably not going to happen here.
We don't need no stinking DH. Come on, Rick.
So this is left-right. And this is going to be off the batter's card because Mailer's a righty. All right. And it's a 2. And I'm sorry to say that it's another liner to short. My goodness. We'll call this a little soft liner to short. It's getting kind of boring getting all these liners to short. So Tim,
he is getting a good workout today.
He's getting a good workout. So I haven't played this game online in so long. Oh my God. There we go. All right. Batter up.
Sabo.
2 down. And here he is, Chris
Come
Sabo.
on, Chris.
Singled his last time. Not going to happen this time, though. But he is going to get on base because he's going to be walked. So, Tim, do you like pocket pennant run?
It's an easy enough game to play. It seems like the cards are too cookie cutter.
Okay.
I mean, it kind of like, what's the differentiate between the better players and the worst players? So
I have good news on that front. One of the things that's going to be put into the game is they're going to be doing ratings based on a plus minus system now. So that's going to give a lot more nuance, I think, which will help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really do. A lot of people have been asking for that. And Paul Fay said that is something. And Craig has said that that's going to be put in here. So the grades are going to go like, the letter grade, then plus, and then, yeah. So, yeah, I think that's good. I think the game needs that.
Yeah.
Because right now, I think an A player is very much different than a B player. Like, there's a big gulf there. I will say that. If we're on the same page here, Tim.
Like I said, I kind of just it seems like every I don't know the one like, but also I'm not used to the one die having like I understand for like Strat the 2s, 3s, and 11s and 12s are going to be the rare results, but it's like on a D12 it's like okay, I guess 12 is the rare one.
Well, no, actually, it's just any 3 of the same number is a rare.
Right.
Is how that works in Pocket Pennant Run.
Well, let's see if we get the triple of the same number.
Okay. All right. Oh, this one is going to be a little bouncer back to the pitcher, and when it's a high number, that is never a good sign. Valenzuela bobbles the ball, and it's going to be a one-base error. One-base error.
Magic, maybe for the Reds.
2 on, 2 out. For
I said one-base error. Shit, I got to back all that up again. Bah. How do I fix that? I just messed up.
See, I'll go to options and see if there's none undo.
You see, there's not a straight undo. There's a reset at bat.
Yeah, let's see if you can do that.
That might be the thing to do.
Yeah, just reset the at bat and then just do a one.
Yeah, and then just do the play, right? Yeah. It's been a while. Gents. All right, so one base error. There we go. I got all excited there for a second for Eric 2 on, 2 out for Eric Davis. You're right. Okay, here we go. So
come on, Eric.
He has struck out and grounded out in this game. Here we go.
He's already had 2 at-bats.
All right, and this is a batter 3, and this is going to be a grounder to short, and that will retire the side.
Nope. Negatory.
Sorry, brother.
It's just not working for me tonight.
Not working for me tonight, brother. Better try again.
Top of the 4th, 5-0 LA. What a boring game. So is there anything else interesting about this game? Should we even care? Should we just pick another game?
See if there was anything that
other than Charlton knocking Sochi on his bum. That's
pretty much it.
That's pretty much all.
All right. Let's just say that the Dodgers won.
I mean, it's already 5-0 anyway.
We'll just call the game and we'll say that it rained. How's that?
Go home.
There we go.
Shotzi can't afford the lights for the rest of the game.
There we go. Game over.
Oh
my God. So that was really pitiful, Aaron. That was really pitiful.
Terrible.
It was really bad.
As the late Bill Walton would say, terrible. That was horrible.
Or as Charles Barkley would say, that was awful.
Horrible. Terrible. Hey, man, that was terrible.
That was terrible.
That was horrible.
So, well, there's the box score if anybody cares. There it is. Woohoo! So that was pretty sucky. Anyhow, that was fun. It was.
The other fun one is, I doubt that you could even get it to be that bad. It was the 2001 August 12th between the Indians and the Mariners. Was also a Sunday night game where the Indians came back from
12 my down. God. My brother and I watched that together.
I had given up, and then finally the 7th inning I came back to. I was like, okay. 8th inning, okay.
9th inning.
And here's me trying to wave the tying run home without waking up the 2 roommates.
Did you say? I put it. Did you say August 12th?
I think it's August 12th, 2001.
So what the game is showing here is Rangers Indians 13-2.
Try the 19th then.
19th?
The 10th maybe. Let me see when that was.
Okay. Because you guys put a whomping on the Rangers. Wow. I do like this feature in Pocket Pennant Run. I think it's cool. You don't have to load a season. Just pick a game.
5th? Might be August 5th.
All right, let's try the 5th.
That was on ESPN. I know.
Hopefully, Rick Mailer's not in this game.
No.
Let's
August
see.
5th.
August 5th. Okay, let's look for them. Their engines. There we go. That was a 15-14 game.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah. The Mariners blew a 12-0 lead. It was 12-0 one point, then 14-2, and the Indians got it all back in the final 3 innings.
See, you guys still had, man, what a good team. What a good team. I mean, I'm not knocking. Let's not knock Seattle. Whew. But wow, I mean, look at, man, you still got Kenny Lofton, Vizquel, Robbie Alomar.
Lofton's second tour of duty because he didn't want to
Yeah.
sign with us in '97, so we had to trade him to the Braves.
Well, he was a Pirate for 5 minutes. You know that, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. We also had Sean Dunston for 5 minutes too.
So did the Indians.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so the Indians also had Kevin Mitchell for about 5 minutes in 1997.
Right. And they had Eddie Taubensee in 2001 before he retired.
Yeah, well, also I was reading this on Facebook, not to bring up a sad day in baseball history, but of course Eddie Taubensee was behind the plate when Larry McSherry took his final steps.
Yes.
Parallel League says, "I bet you guys will buck. You won't finish that foot." I will, but I love talking to these guys. I could do it.
So
he's throwing down the gauntlet. I could do this.
Talking about where I was in 2001. So I was.
Please do. He's going to win $1. Go ahead.
I had moved back to Northeast Ohio. I had spent the majority of the year 2000 and early 2001 in the city of Columbus, living with my brother and one of his friends. So that was sort of the growing up and moving out on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Then I've come back because everybody else had moved out. Not gonna say why, but so essentially Sunday night I didn't have to work the next day because I had Mondays and it was Mondays off. So it was Sundays and Mondays off. So thankfully I did not have to work. And then of course the other fun fact of this is that the pitcher that relieves, I believe it's Dave Burba. Yeah, the pitcher that relieves Dave Burba, his name's Mike Bassick.
Okay.
If you don't know who Mike Bassick, if you know who Mike Bassick is, let's see if somebody knows who Mike Bassick, what his role in baseball history is.
All right, chat, because this is like after 1949, so I have no idea. I don't know. I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to look it up. Let's see if we got a few baseball scholars left in here, or fast Googleists, one of the two.
I'll tell you what. We'll play the game and see if anybody knows what it is while we're playing.
All right, we got $1 online here, and you've already won. All right, Ichiro to lead off here. Dave Burba finishes his warm-up pitches. We are underway. Welcome to what I still call Jacobs Field.
Yes.
A beautiful-looking ballpark with the toothbrush lights. Always loved that.
Yes.
Loved it, man. Loved it. And what's that, Tim?
Because it mimicked the light towers of the power plant.
Yeah. Fly ball to right. Marty Cordova looks up, taps the glove once, taps the glove twice, and brings it down for out number 1.
Marty Chrysler Cordova.
Love it. Rich Corinthian leather. The Jake by the lake. How about it? Parallel.
And it is not anywhere close to the lake. Well, actually, it's close, but it's not close enough.
Like right on the lake, right? Wasn't the Cleveland Browns Stadium that was on the lake, or was that on the Cuyahoga?
No, that's on the lake.
It's on the lake. Okay.
I can see inside of the Browns Stadium from my building.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
So I used to drive past Jacobs Field. I had a magic dealer. He used to out in Paynesville, Ohio.
Okay.
So we would drive across from Toledo to Paynesville, but we'd always go by Jacobs Field and it's like, I want to see a game. But every time we'd go to the magic shop, the Indians were on the road. So it's like, damn it. So bad timing on my part.
Well, then you probably drove past it during all stages of construction then, because any time that you went to an Indians game in 1993.
Oh no, this was like 2004.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, this is Well, then again, I also went to opening day in 1993, so that was kind of fun.
Wow, it's a beautiful ballpark. It really is. I love it.
It's very cool.
I think it's up there, and this is a huge compliment. It rates up there with PNC Park in my book. It really does. Beautiful ballpark.
Here is Mark McLemore, also a former Indian.
All right, and the pitch, and this one out to Cordova. He's busy out there. But he's going to get this one for out number 2. Am I right? Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Edgar Martinez. All right. Here's Edgar. And this one going to be tapper to short. This is going to be trouble. Yes, it is. No, it isn't. This is going to be a grounder to short. Luckily, nobody was on base. Vizquel up with it. And over for the 6-3 put out. Hello.
And this is Pinella Club as well, the Mariners in 01.
If this is what?
This is Pinella's club as well. He managed the Mariners in
Yeah,
01.
this must be Lou Piniella night, that Dago. And yes, YouTube, I'm half Italian, so I can say that. Jeez. All right, leading off here, Kenny Lofton for the Cleveland Indians of 2001. All right, here we go. Is it Sealy or Seal, or how the hell do I say
Sealy?
Aaron Sealy. Thank you very much.
Sealy.
See, now as an Italian or as a person who speaks Romance languages, it would be Sele. But if you guys are saying it's Sealy, we'll go with it. How's that sound?
Yes.
Because E in a Romance language is never E, it's always A. But, bugger me, right? There we go. This one is grounded towards second. Macklemore is going to gobble that up, and he's going to go to first for the 4-3.
When was Macklemore an Indian, Tim?
1991, I think.
Because he was with the Astros at the start. I think he was in that trade that sent with was it Dave Rohde and
Omar Vizquel up there while these guys discuss this one. This one hit toward John Olerud. Olerud has no trouble. In fact, he's going to take this one to the bag unassisted. All right.
Maybe 1990. He must have got traded there.
2 down here in the Indians first. Let these guys do the color because I'm trying to win.
He was with the Astros.
I'm trying to win $1, damn it. You guys keep doing it. I'll keep calling the game. I need $1.
Here's Roberto Alomar, who was once engaged to tennis player Mary Pierce.
Oh, wait. No, I have to look up Mary Pierce. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm going to lose this $1. Is she a Pierce? Pierce?
Yes.
All right. Is she a babe? Is she going to be worth it? Yeah, she's a baseball player's wife.
Well, no, was engaged to.
Oh, was engaged.
Yes.
Okay, so she's 50 now. Let's look at images. Let's look at her in her tennis days. Not too shabby.
Yeah, no, she was not bad.
Not bad. Oh, there's a nice picture of her serving. Okay, I'll take it. Oh, nice one in a denim jacket. All right, back to the game, guys.
Also known for spitting in John Hirschbeck's face.
Oh, nice.
As an Oriole.
All right, this one swung on, and this one fly ball to center, and that will be the inning. That will be the
By the way,
inning.
I think Burba may have only pitched about 2 or 3 innings in this game IRL. So
let's check. So Cleveland used Rich Rodriguez, Mike Baxick, which we haven't gotten the answer to him yet. John Rocker and Bob Wickman appeared.
Ooh, John Rocker.
Yeah. He got traded to the Indians. Yeah.
From the Braves.
From the Braves, yeah.
I don't remember who for, to be completely honest with you.
That's a dude I'm kind of glad sort of burnt out, though. He was a jerk. Parallel League says, I will send you that $1 if you make it. I heard you were a Buck fan. Oh, and there goes the pancreas. There it goes.
That's the joke of the night. That was great.
All right, here's John Olerud. We like John Olerud, right?
Yes, Mr. wearing a batting helmet in the field.
Yeah, exactly. 302 average, 21 home runs for Ole. All right, and here is the pitch. And this is a lefty-righty, but it doesn't matter. It's off Olerud's card as a batter 5, and it's just a fly ball to left. This one turning out to be not probably like the first game, huh? Or like the actual game.
Right,
because it's nothing. All right.
Nothing
When did all the insanity start? In a 15-14 game has to start soon, right?
That in the real game, it already happened.
It already happened. Okay. Well, we can always put up back to baseball, but Matt, you know what? Here we go. Let's do that. You won. You won Parallel League. Let's go to back to baseball because I want to see the insanity actually play out. I mean, I still want to do this project because I think it'll be fun. But I just
so the second inning is when the insanity started for the Mariners.
Okay. So here we are, guys. Back to baseball. We'll go back to the game in a minute just because it's fun. All right, now games. Here we go. So you said it was 2001.
Yep,
guys, it's a great site. It's a great site.
I love it.
And it's August. What again? No,
5th.
August 5th.
So yeah, it was the Sunday night baseball game. Yeah.
All right, and let's find it, and we're gonna watch. We're just gonna watch it really quickly here.
Mariners at the bottom there.
I watched the YouTube
there it
version of this game on the ESPN audio, and they skipped like a good chunk of this game. I think.
Well, yeah, because you could probably skip the part you skip is maybe show the Marty Cordova 2-run homer I think that was his 2-run homer in the fourth.
Was it the fourth? Okay, yeah, because you can skip down and start in any game here. We're gonna put on the boring narrator for Aaron as well, I think. All right, so where are we going?
So what part do you want us to do? You want us to get the Mariners runs?
Oh, well, you're here, dude.
Yeah,
do you want to get the Mariners runs first? Well,
show the Indians some love.
This game happens really quickly. Yeah. So should we do audio play-by-play, or do we want to see it, or what do we want to do, guys?
Go audio play-by-play.
Okay, this uses the Microsoft narrator. Just warning you guys. Okay, here we go. And
this is a half-hour narration, isn't it? We can't hear anything.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. Okay, I got to stop the stream and start it again to reshare. I'm sorry. I suck. Hold on. Okay, thank you for everybody. Your silence is acquiescence. Your silence is agreement, gentlemen. Thank you very much. All right, Kinder thing. Now you will. All right. Jeez, Tim, you're getting pecky on me here, buddy. All right, here we go.
He's pushing the button.
For the Seattle Mariners. Batting in the lead-off spot. The right fielder, Ichiro Suzuki. Batting second. The second baseman, Mark McLemore. Batting third. The DH, Edgar Martinez.
Viewership's
batting
going up
fourth.
because I'm not announcing.
The first baseman, John Olerud. Batting fifth. The left fielder, Al Martin. Batting sixth. The center fielder, Mike Cameron. Batting seventh.
Former Red.
The shortstop, Carlos Guillen. Batting eighth.
Not quite a.
The third baseman.
He was former Astros over in the Randy Johnson.
Oh, you know what? He didn't. Parallel League didn't say it had to be finished in that particular game or interface. Baby, I'm $1 richer. Here we go.
Batting nine. The catcher, Tom Lampkin. Pitching for the Seattle Mariners, Aaron Seeley. For the Cleveland Indians. Batting in the lead-off spot. The center fielder, Kenny Lofton. Batting second. The shortstop, Omar Vizquel. Batting third. The second baseman, Roberto Alomar. Batting fourth.
Robbie.
The DH, Juan Gonzalez. Batting fifth. The first baseman, Jim Thome. Batting sixth.
Hey.
The left fielder, Ellis Burks.
I should like to think I'm marginally better than this guy.
The right fielder, Marty Cordova. Batting eighth.
Cordova.
Baseman, Travis Fryman.
Batting
ninth. The catcher, Einar Diaz. Pitching for the Cleveland Indians, Dave Burba. And now, play ball.
Everybody do your crowd
Suzuki
noises.
is at the plate with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Suzuki is called out on strikes. 1 out. Mark McLemore is at the plate with a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. McLemore strikes out.
Damn, 2 up, 2 down for Burba.
Edgar Martinez is at the plate with a count of 3 balls and 2 strikes. Martinez hits a ball on the ground towards third. Fryman fields it and throws to first for the out. The side is retired. Move to the bottom half of inning 1, with the score, the Mariners 0, and the Indians 0. The Indians will come to bat. Kenny Lofton is at the plate with a count of 1 ball and no strikes. Lofton hits a line drive into center field for a base hit. Omar Vizquel, batting right, is at the plate with a count of 2 balls and 1 strike. Vizquel hits a pop-up, foul, towards short. Guillen settles under it and makes for the out.
Parallel
Roberto Alomar is at the plate with a count of 2 balls and no strike. Alomar hits a fly ball into right field. Suzuki
By the way,
settles
when
ball and
Bassett
makes
comes
catch
into the
for out.
game, pause it, and I'll tell you
2
what
out.
his place in history is.
Juan Gonzalez is
Okay.
at the plate with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike.
Gonzo!
Gonzalez hits a line drive into center field. Cameron settles under the ball and makes the catch for the out. The side is retired. We move to the top half of inning 2 with
And
the
here's where
score.
it all-
The Mariners nothing.
Let the
Really
mayhem
good
begin, I
starts here.
suppose.
The Mariners will come to bat. John Olerud is at the plate with a count of no balls and 1 strike. Olerud hits a fly ball into left field. Burks settles under the ball and makes the catch for the out.
Burks.
1 out. Al Martin is at the plate with a count of no balls and no strikes.
Return from
Martin
NG,
hits a line drive into center field,
INGJUY.
out of the reach of Lofton. Martin reaches second base with a double. Mike Cameron is at the plate with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Cameron. I like
Cameron hits a line drive into left center field, beyond the reach of Lofton.
Oh, it's starting to get ugly now.
Reaches second base with a double. Martin scores. It's 1-0.
Martin was a butt.
Mariners. Carlos Guillen is at the plate with a count of 1 ball and no strikes. Guillen hits a fly ball into left field. Burks settles under the ball and makes the catch for the out. 2 outs. David Bell, batting right, is at the plate with a count of 3 balls and 1 strike. Bell takes first base on ball 4. Tom Lampkin is at the plate with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lampkin hits a line.
So I'm going to make a fearless prediction here, guys, that I think in the 3rd inning, Seattle's going to score 8 runs. Let's see if I'm right or not.
Drive into right field, out of the reach of Cordova. Lampkin reaches second base with a double. Cameron scores. Bell moves to 3rd. It's 2-0. Mariners. Ichiro Suzuki is at the plate with a count of no balls and 1 strike. Suzuki is 0 for 1 in the game. Suzuki hits a line drive into left field for a base hit.
Jeez.
Bell scores. Lampkin scores. It's 4-0. Mariners. Mark McLemore is at the plate with a count of no balls and no strikes. McLemore is 0 for 1 in the game. McLemore hits a ball on the ground towards short. Vizquel scoops it up and throws to first for the out. The side is retired. We move to the bottom half of inning 2, with the score, the Mariners 4, and the Indians nothing. The Indians will come to bat. Jim Thome is at the plate with a count of 3 balls and 2 strikes. Thome takes first base on ball 4. Ellis Burks is at the plate with a count of no balls and no strikes. Burks hits a ball on the ground towards short. Guillen fields it, throws to second for 1, and over to first, double play. 2 outs. Marty Cordova is at the plate with a count of 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Take a drink every time he says it
Cordova
wrong.
hits a line drive into center field for a base hit. Travis Fryman is at the plate with a count of 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I like Travis.
Fryman hits a line drive into right field. Suzuki settles under the ball and makes the catch for the out. The side is retired. We move to the top half of inning 3, with the score, the Mariners 4, and the Indians nothing. The Mariners will come to bat. Edgar Martinez, batting right, is at the plate with a count of 3 balls and 1 strike. Martinez is 0 for 1 in the game. Martinez hits a line drive into right field for a base hit. John Olerud is at the plate with a count of 1 ball and no strikes. Olerud is 0 for 1 in the game. Olerud hits a line drive into left field for a base hit. Martinez moves to second. Al Martin, batting right, is at the plate with a count of 3 balls and 1 strike. Martin is 1 for 1 in the game, with a double. Martin hits a line drive into right field for a base hit.
Jeez.
Martinez moves to third. Olerud moves to second. Michael Baksic now pitching.
All right, hit pause.
Mike Cameron is at the plate with a
So Mike Bassick is the pitcher that allowed home run number 756 to Barry Bonds.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yes. So forever etched in history.
That was the record.
Breaking Hank Aaron's, broke Hank Aaron's record.
Yeah.
2007.
Yes.
Against the Diamondbacks?
No, he was with the Nationals, I believe, at the time.
Oh. People booed when he did. Some folks, when that, like, I think I read on the either it was on the news. People booed after he did that.
Yeah, no surprise.
No shocker.
But
I mean, Barry was already acting like a shithead anyhow.
he was
So
a dick anyway.
yeah, but he is baseball's all-time home run leader.
And by the way, his 2007 Strat card does not even have his own name on it.
It doesn't.
Right. He's not licensed by MLBPA.
Yeah.
It's
hold up. Are you saying that if he's so what? Why isn't his name on there again? Why?
He's not licensed by the MLBPA.
So games aren't allowed to use his name.
Right.
After 2000 and I think it was 4.
Well, how do games like Out of the Park Baseball and Action PC get away with it? Because Out of the Park Baseball is endorsed by Major League Baseball and the Players Association.
I think a lot's changed now, but like for like MLB The Show or the ESPN Major League, they would use like fictional names for him, like Joe Young or Jim Dowd for MVP Baseball.
Oh wow!
And they, a lot of players were like that. Damian Miller, of course, he was
Kevin Millar.
Kevin Millar. Jamie Walker was another one.
Rick Reed.
So these dudes really, because they wanted money to have their names used. That's why
was like Rick Reed and Kevin Millar were replacement players who ended up being.
They crossed the picket line.
Oh, yeah. Scabs.
They were scabs.
Okay.
And so part of it was, you can cross, but you can never be part of the Players Association.
Gotcha. Well, what about was Bonds then not licensed?
Because of his,
it's not the steroid thing, is it?
That's my guess, because like he's in the games. It's just his name is changed. I mean,
well, true. And Out of the Park doesn't use audio, so because like Baseball Windows does, but that back then it didn't matter. So
right, it didn't matter back then, no, because
because we get to hear Barry in that game before he was ever a Giant.
Before
So thank you for the trivia on Baxic there, Tim.
All right, no problem.
Tim's wanting the Indians to come back and kick some ass here. We'll see if it happens. Of course it will.
Count of 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cameron is 1 for 1 in the game with a double.
Cameron.
He's got 1 RBI. Cameron hits a line drive into left center field, beyond the reach of Lofton. Cameron reaches second base with a double. Martinez scores. Olerud scores.
Are the Cleveland faithful leaving yet, Tim, at this point?
It's 6-0.
I think it's probably left.
Carlos Guillen is at the plate with a count of no balls and 1 strike. Guillen is 0 for 1 in the game.
I don't know.
Guillen hits a line drive into left field for a base hit.
Man, oh man.
Martin scores. Cameron scores. It's 8-0. Mariners.
Oh my God.
David Bell batting right is at the plate with a count of 2 balls and 1 strike.
David Bell
is 0 for 0 in the game. With a walk, Bell hits a line drive into left field for a base hit. Guillen moves to second.
Yeah, I was
Tom
rooting
Lampkin
for
is at the plate with a
for
count
them
of
that
no
year
balls and no
paralleling for
strikes.
Seattle.
Lampkin is 1 for 1 in the game.
Best team to never make the series, man.
He's got 1 RBI. Lampkin is hit by the pitch.
To be fair, parallel league,
the
Indians should have beat the Mariners in that division series.
What was that, Tim?
The Indians should have beat the Mariners in the division series.
You think so?
They were up 2-1, and just they had a lead, or it was tied in the 7th or 8th inning in Game 4, and they blew it. And then they couldn't beat Jamie Moyer in Game 5.
Well, when Jamie Moyer was on,
who
could beat Jamie Moyer then,
Yeah,
Mr. Slow Hands Moyer.
And when we hired Chuck Finley to be Yankee killer, and he couldn't even hold the Mariners down.
See, some people have posited that Mariners, it was a kind of again, just saying, I don't know, right? They faced the Yankees, and it was kind of like a sort of analogous to the 1927 Pittsburgh Pirates watching the Yankees take batting practice. They just psychologically locked up. Because they were a very good team. What was their record that year, Seattle? It was
116 and 46.
Yeah, that's a dominant record. And
Wow.
yeah. So yeah, how about it, man? Never made it to the series. They're the only ball club to never get there, and with what a record too. Holy moly!
Yeah.
Got to be tough, and I don't think they're going to be making it this year either. So
Nope.
Ichiro Suzuki is at the plate with a count of no balls and one
Ichiro
strike.
never got a ring, man.
Suzuki is 1 for 2
That's
in the
too
game
bad.
with a single.
Even
He's
when he was
got
a
2
Yankee, he never got
RBIs.
a ring.
Mhm.
Suzuki hits a fly ball into center field. Lofton settles under the ball and makes the catch for the out. Dian tags and scores. Bell tags and moves to third. 1 out. It's 9-0, Mariners.
This is painful
Mark
listening to it
McLemore
now.
is at the
I'm
plate with a
trying to
count of
imagine
3
being an
balls
Indian
and 2
fan here.
strikes.
You know, damn.
McLemore is 0 for 2 in the game.
I can't imagine being
McLemore
at the
takes first
ballpark,
base on ball 4.
much less
Yeah.
listening to it on the
Second.
radio.
Edgar Martinez is at the plate with a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. Martinez is 1 for 2 in the game, with a single.
My brother was
Martinez
mildly
hits the ball on
swearing
the
at
ground
this
towards
point.
short. Vizquel misplays
Wow.
the ball. That's an error.
Omar. Omar.
Bell scores. Lampkin scores.
Damn it.
Oh my God,
McLemore moves to second.
I didn't know it was this bad.
11-0,
Yeah.
Mariners.
Tim!
And
And
so-
did you
John Elway
watch
a
this?
little bit more bleeding
Count
here.
of 1 ball and 2
So Tim, did you watch this whole game?
I did not watch the whole game.
Okay,
I maybe watched like the first 3 or 4 innings, and then maybe the final 2.5 innings. Or
okay.
actually,
So,
no, the final
okay. So it
10.
wasn't like
I
you
watched
woke
like
up
the
Monday
8th and the
with a
9th.
shock, right?
I watched the 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. I think.
Okay, all
So
right.
I
Because yeah,
did at least saw the part where they tied the game in the bottom of the 9th.
that must have been nuts. I wish there was
Oh,
an
that was
actual.
crazy! I was sitting on I was sitting on the floor in my apartment. Of course, the 2 roommates I had were both in bed because they had to work the next day, and I didn't want to wake them up. But we'll get to that when we get to the bottom of the 9th.
Okay, we'll do that.
strikes. Olerud is 1 for 2 in the game, with a single. Olerud hits a line drive into right field for a base hit.
Damn.
McLemore scores.
Damn.
Martinez moves to second. That run is unearned. It's 12-0, Mariners.
It's a
Oh,
slaughter,
Al
baby.
Martin is at the
It's a
plate.
slaughter.
With 3 balls and 2 strikes. Martin is 2 for 2 in the game, with a single and a double. Martin strikes out. 2
Finally.
outs. Mike Cameron is at the plate with a count of 2 balls and no strikes.
Poor Baxic had to
Cameron
stay
is 2 for
there.
2 in the game.
So they
with
batted
2
it around
doubles.
here in this inning.
He's got 3 RBIs. Cameron hits a line drive towards short. Vizquel reaches out and makes the catch for the out. The side is retired.
And Bronx Chair
finally.
We
comes
move
up
to the bottom half of inning 3, with the score, the Mariners 12, and the Indians nothing.
Yeah.
The Indians will come to bat. Einar Diaz is at the plate with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Diaz hits a pop-up towards third. Bell settles under it and makes the catch for the out. 1 out. Kenny Lofton is at the plate with a count of no balls and no strikes. Lofton is 1 for 1 in the game, with a single. Lofton hits a fly ball into left field. Martin settles under the ball and makes the catch for the out. 2 outs. Omar Vizquel is at the plate with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Vizquel is 0 for 1 in the game. Vizquel hits a line drive into left field for a base hit. Roberto Alomar is at the plate with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Come on, Robbie.
Alomar is 0 for 1 in the game. Alomar hits a fly ball into right field. Suzuki settles under the ball and makes the catch for the out. The side is retired.
And don't look like
We
Roberto
move
Alomar is going to be long for
inning
this
4,
game.
with the score, the Mariners 12, and the Indians nothing.
Wait till the part where they get the
Mariners will
defensive
come to bat.
changes.
Carlos Guillen is
Oh,
at the
it's
plate with
nuts.
a count of 1 ball and no strikes. Guillen is 1 for 2 in the game, with a single. He's got 2 RBIs. Guillen hits a pop-up towards the right side of the infield. Alomar settles under it and makes the catch for the out. 1 out. David Bell is at the plate with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Bell is 1 for 1 in the game, with a single and a walk. Bell hits a fly ball into center field. Lofton settles under the ball and makes the catch for the out.
I just like to say for those of you who are new to the Beatles Eternally family and channel that I do a great imitation of the Microsoft narrator. Thank you very much.
Tom Lampkin is at the plate with a count of 1 ball and no strikes. Lampkin is 1 for 1 in the game, with a double. He's been hit by a pitch.
Parallelly
He's got
giving us a
RBI.
commercial.
Lampkin hits a ball on the ground towards the right side of the infield. Alomar scoops it up and throws to first for the out. The side is retired. We move to the bottom half of inning 4.
You know,
with the
Beatles,
score,
I think we should AI
Mariners
you and put
12,
you in as a
and the Indians
speech
nothing.
synthesizer.
The Indians.
Well, I don't know about that, but what I was thinking about this is with AI, what you can do is you can take a box score and then have it write out a script of the game. And what I'm thinking of doing is I have some high-end stuff like this. So I was thinking about putting this into it's called Fish AI, which is a brilliant AI program, and seeing if I can create a baseball announcer to do this. And if I can do it, we might do this game some night. If it works, it won't have crowd noise, but just to see if it could do it. Because some people on here do. Bernie has taken line scores, box scores, and put them into AI, and it gives like this really brilliant description of the game. So could be fun.
It's a matter of finding a good AI voice to do it with, though.
Well, I have. It's this one is it's really high end. It costs I forget what it costs me it's like $200 a year or something. Jeez. It's really good. Yeah. So back to the game. This is a real nail biter. I have no idea what's going to happen, guys. Now, actually, I'm looking at the bullpens. Holy shit! Did these guys have a day off after this game? I'm guessing or not? Because
must have.
Because Seattle used 6 pitchers and Cleveland used 5. Oof. Well, John Rocker gets the win in this one, and wow.
Actually, no, the two teams played again the next night.
Did they? God.
Yeah. And the Mariners won 8-6.
The Mariners won that one.
Yeah, 8-6.
You couldn't have gone into that game with a lot of confidence after having blown a lead like this.
A 12-0 lead like this.
Jeez. Will come to bat. Juan Gonzalez is at the plate with a count of 1 ball and no strikes. Gonzalez is 0 for 1 in the game.
As Chuck Morgan
Gonzalez hits a ball on the ground into left center field for a base hit.
Boy, Gonzo.
Jim Thome is at the plate with a count of 3 balls and 2 strikes. Thome is 0 for 0 in the game.
0 for 0.
Thome.
Now, if I was a pitcher, there was a guy that would scare me all the time as a pitcher because Jim Thome could just hurt you.
He was lethal.
6 ways to Sunday, dude. Yeah,
and
this was.
You'll find out when you hit.
Yeah, we will, won't we?
Sure.
Hits a long drive deep into right center field. That ball is going.
Hey,
there he goes.
A 2-run home run.
On cue, baby.
It's 12-2.
I didn't even see
Mariners.
that. Seriously.
Ellis Burks is at the plate.
I do remember that. I've seen the highlights enough of this. And I've seen the ESPN version. I've heard the
Burks is called out on strikes.
The WTAM version with Hammy and
Marty Cordova is at the plate with
and then it was Hammy and Mike Keegan.
Cordova is 1 for 1 in the game.
I've heard the audio as well.
Cordova hits a ball on the ground into center field for a base hit.
Whoa!
Travis Fryman is at the plate with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Fryman is 0 for 1 in the game. Fryman hits a ball on the ground towards short. Guillen fields it, throws to second for 1, and over to first. Double play. The side is retired. We move to the top half of inning 5, with the score, the Mariners 12, and the Indians 2. The Mariners will come to bat. Russell Branyan now playing left field. Ichiro Suzuki is at the plate with a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Another ex-Red, Russell Branyan.
Suzuki is 1 for 2 in the game.
The guy that was all homer. He was raw deer and
he's
peanut
got 3
ability
RBIs.
plus talent.
Suzuki hits a ball on the ground towards the mound. Baksic fields it and throws to first for the out. 1 out. Mark McLemore is at the plate with a count of no balls and no strikes. McLemore is 0 for 2 in the game. With a walk, McLemore hits a line drive into left field for a base hit. Edgar Martinez is at the plate with a count of 1 ball and no strikes. Martinez is 1 for 3 in the game, with a single. He's got 1 RBI. Martinez hits a line drive into left field for a base hit. McLemore moves to second. Ed Sprague pinch hits for John Olerud. Ed Sprague is at the plate with a
Now you'll
count
start
of
seeing the
ball and one
Mariners
strike.
making those thinking they've won the
Sprague
game.
hits a line drive into left field for a base hit.
They're bringing their
Zach Lamore
scrubs.
scored.
Yep.
Martinez moves to third.
It's
It's
13-2.
Mariners.
Yeah.
Al Martin is at the plate with a count of no balls and no strikes. Martin is 2 for 3 in the game, with a single and a double. Martin hits a ball on the ground towards first. Tommy scoops up the ball, races to the bag, and beats Martin for the out. Martinez scores. Sprague moves to second. 2 outs. It's 14-2, Mariners.
That's all they're going to get,
Mike
I'll
Cameron
bet you.
is at the plate with a count of no balls and 2 strikes.
The funny thing is, so this was a
Cameron
4-game
is 2 for
series
3 in the game.
between
with
these two teams.
What's that, Tim?
This was a 4-game series between these two teams.
Who won the series?
Oh, the Mariners won the series 3-1.
Okay.
They scored 32 runs in those 4 games.
Good
Holy hell.
Lord.
Wow.
Yeah, the lowest scoring game was the first one, which was 2-1.
A normal baseball game.
Yeah, a normal baseball game. Yeah.
Doubles. He's got 3 RBIs. Cameron strikes out. The side is retired. We move to the bottom half of inning 5 with the score. The Mariners 14 and the Indians 2. The Indians will come to bat. Ed Sprague now playing first base. Einar Diaz is at the plate with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Diaz is 0 for 1 in the game. Diaz hits a ball on the ground towards third. Bell fields it and throws to first for the out.
So a good
1 out.
It's Sprague fact.
Eddie Lofton is at the plate with a count of no balls and no strikes. Lofton is 1 for 2 in the game, with a single. Lofton hits a pop-up, foul, towards third. Bell settles under it and makes the catch for the out. 2 outs. Omar Vizquel is at the plate with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Vizquel is 1 for 2 in the game, with a single. Vizquel hits a fly ball into center field. Cameron settles under the ball and makes the catch for the out. The side is retired. We move to the top half of inning 6.
An Olympic gold medalist,
the Mariners 14
swimmer.
and the Indians 2.
Wow.
The Mariners will come to bat. Holber Cabrera now playing second base. Russell Branyan now playing third base.
Sprague hit a pitch.
Will Cordero now playing left field.
2 World Series.
Carlos Guillen is at the plate with a count of 1 ball and no strikes.
Blue Jays, yes.
Guillen is 1 for 3 in the game, with a single. He's got 2 RBIs. Guillen hits a ball on the ground towards the right side of the infield. Cabrera scoops it up and throws to first for the out. 1 out. David Bell is at the plate with a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bell is 1 for 2 in the game, with a single and a walk. Bell hits a pop-up towards the right side of the infield. Cabrera settles under it and makes the catch for the out. 2 outs. Tom Lampkin batting right, is at the plate with a count of 2 balls and 1 strike. Lampkin is 1 for 2 in the game, with a double. He's been hit by a pitch. He's got 1 RBI. Lampkin hits a fly ball into right field. Cordova settles under the ball and makes the catch for the out.
Oh, gotta do a shot.
The side is retired.
Gotta do a shot, yep.
We move to the bottom half of inning 6, with the score, the Mariners 14, and the Indians 2.
Is Bastick still
The Indians
pitching?
will come to bat.
Okay.
Charles Gibson.
Indians
now
are going to
playing
do
right
something
field.
good here now, coming up. Next
Holber
few
Cabrera
innings, you
is
watch.
at the plate
You
with
watch.
a count
Yeah.
of no balls and 1 strike.
Haven't been wrong yet.
Cabrera hits a fly ball into left field. Martin settles under the ball and makes the catch for the out. 1 out. Ed Taubensee pinch hits for Juan Gonzalez.
Eddie Taubensee.
So you know what occurred? I could be cheating this whole time, right? So because this just lets you enter plays, well, as he's calling the game, I could just be putting in all these plays. Son of a bitch. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
So Parallel League says, he says, double or nothing on that bet. My money's on the Mariners. It's a lock. I just realized that, man. All I have to do is go select out or select hit. Shit. Oh, my God.
No, you can
And,
still do it. I mean,
I know, but it's hard work trying to impersonate this Microsoft
we were still in
narrator.
second inning.
I know, but
there was no score.
Dude, I'll be like, oh wait, I'll be pausing it up here. It'd be worse than a train wreck. Oh my god, here we go. Back to the game.
Off the rails.
Off the rails.
Ed Tabensi is at the plate with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Tabensi hits a pop-up towards the right side of the infield. McLemore settles under it and makes the catch for the out. 2 outs. Jim Thome is at the plate with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Thome is 1 for 1 in the game, with a home run and a walk. He's got 2 RBIs. Thome strikes out. The side is retired. We move to the top half of inning 7, with the score, the Mariners 14, and the Indians 2. The Mariners will come to bat. Charles Gibson is at the plate with a count of 1 ball and no strikes. Gibson hits a ball on the ground towards third. Branyan fields it and throws to first for the out. 1 out. Mark McLemore is at the plate with a count of 1 ball and no strikes. McLemore is 1 for 3 in the game, with a single and a walk. McLemore hits a line drive into left field for a base hit. Stan Javier pinch hits for Edgar Martinez. Stan Javier is at the plate with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Javier hits a fly ball into right field. Cordova settles under.
I'm sorry, what was that?
That's our connection to the first game. Stan Javier.
There you go.
Javier.
Still playing 11 years later.
And makes the catch for the out. 2 outs. Ed Sprague is at the plate with a count of no balls and 1 strike. Sprague is 1 for 1 in the game, with a single. He's got 1 RBI.
Good point, parallel.
Sprague hits a pop-up towards first. Thome settles under it and makes the catch for the out.
Pardon me.
The side is retired. We move to the bottom half of inning 7, with the score,
Here we
the
go.
Mariners 14, and the Indians 2.
Come on, tribe.
The Indians will come to bat. Russell Branyan is at the plate with a count of no balls and no strikes. Branyan hits a long drive deep into right center field. That ball is going. A home run.
Hey,
So we're like the in center field, right? In Major League. Yeah.
yes. Oh
There
my
we go. So I'm feeling like right now. All right.
It's 14-3. Mariners.
Saying there's a chance.
Marty Cordova is at the plate with a count of no balls
no
and 2
shot.
strikes. Cordova is 2 for 2 in the game, with 2 singles.
Long drive.
Cordova strikes out. 1 out. Will Cordero is at the plate with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cordero hits a line drive towards short. Guillen reaches out and makes the catch for the out. 2 outs. Einar Diaz is at the plate with a count of 2 balls and no strikes. Diaz is 0 for 2 in the game. Diaz hits a line drive into center field for a base hit. Kenny Lofton is at the plate with a count of 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lofton is 1 for 3 in the game, with a single. Lofton takes first base on ball 4. Diaz moves to second. Omar Vizquel is at the plate with a count of 3 balls and no strikes. Vizquel is 1 for 3 in the game, with a single. Vizquel takes first base on ball 4. Diaz moves to third.
Bases
Lofton
loaded.
moves to second. John Halleman now pitching.
Halama.
Cabrera is at the plate with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Cabrera is 0 for 1 in the game. Cabrera hits a line drive into left field for a base hit.
That'll get 1 in.
Scores.
So
Lofton scores.
2 in.
Vizquel moves to second. It's 14-5, Mariners.
So Homer Cabrera will later do his best
With a
Forrest
count of
Gump
no balls and
impersonation.
2 strikes.
He'll what, Tim?
Homer Cabrera will later do his best Forrest Gump impersonation and get shot in the buttocks.
Well, since we didn't follow through with the Sochi game, this will be fun. This will be good.
Yeah. So it was in his native Venezuela. He ended up getting shot in the butt.
Oh man! Ow! It's got a height.
But he lived.
It's got a height.
He did live. It's got a height.
NC is 0 for 1 in the
And
game.
it was not $1 million wound.
NC hits a fly ball into center field. Cameron settles under the ball and makes the catch for the out. The side is retired. We move to the top half of inning 8.
Indians making some
Score.
noise.
The Mariners 14, and the Indians
I think
5.
they're going to score a few more.
The
Aaron.
Mariners will come to bat.
Mike Bassick will
Al
still
Martin
pitching.
is at the plate with a count of 3 balls and
think
2
so.
strikes.
Yep.
Martin
they
is
have-
for 4 in
pitching
the game, with a single and a double. He's got 1 RBI. Martin hits a fly ball into left field. Cordero settles under the ball and makes the catch for the out. 1 out. Mike Cameron is at the plate with a count of no balls and
Cameron
no
was good with
strikes.
Cincinnati.
Cameron is 2
He
for
was.
4 in the game, with 2 doubles. He's got 3 RBIs. Cameron hits a line drive into center field for a base hit. Carlos Guillen is at the plate with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Guillen is 1 for 4 in the game, with a single. He's got 2 RBIs. Guillen hits a pop-up, foul, towards third. Branyan settles under it and makes the catch for the out. 2 outs. David Bell is at the plate with a count of 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bell is 1 for 3 in the game, with a single and a walk. Bell hits a ball on the ground towards third. Branyan fields it and throws to first for the out. The side is retired.
Right.
We move to the bottom half of inning 8,
On
with the
track.
score, the Mariners 14, and the Indians 5. The Indians will come to bat. Jim Thome, batting right, is at the plate with a count of 2 balls and 1 strike. Thome is 1 for 2 in the game, with a home run and a walk. He's got 2 RBIs. Thome hits a long drive deep into left field. That ball is going, gone. A home run. It's 14-6, Mariners. Russell Branyan is at the plate with a count of no balls and no strikes. Branyan is 1 for 1 in the game, with a home run. He's got 1 RBI. Branyan is hit by the pitch. Marty Cordova is at the plate with a count of 1 ball and no strikes. Cordova is 2 for 3 in the game, with 2 singles. Cordova hits a long drive deep into left field. That ball is going, gone. A 2-run home run. It's 14-8, Mariners.
14-8.
Will Cordero is at the plate with a count of no balls and 1 strike.
Will
Cordero is 0 for 1 in the game.
The 94 Expos.
Cordero hits a ball
Yes.
on the ground towards short. Guillen scoops it up and throws to first for the out. 1 out. Einar Diaz is at the plate with a count of no balls and 2 strikes. Diaz is 1 for 3 in the game, with a single. Diaz hits a ball on the ground into center field for a base hit. Kenny Lofton is at the plate with a count of no balls and no strikes. Lofton is 1 for 3 in the game, with a single and a walk. Lofton hits a line drive into center field for a base hit. Diaz moves to second. Norm Charlton now pitching. Omar Vizquel is at the plate with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Vizquel is 1 for 3 in the game,
Charlton's in this
with a
game,
single
yeah.
and a walk. Vizquel hits a line drive into right field, out of the reach of Gibson. Vizquel reaches second base with a double.
If you're the
Diaz
Mariners,
scores.
you got to be thinking, what the
Lofton
hell is
moves
going
to
on
third.
now?
What the hell? Yeah.
14-9, Mariners. Holbear Cabrera is at the plate with a
Holbear
count of
doesn't
1
do
ball
that.
and 1 strike. Lemkine drops the ball.
Yep.
It gets behind him.
But-
There goes Lofton.
Yep.
The throw to Charlton covering the plate.
They get him.
The slide.
He's out.
Lofton is out.
All right, pause this here.
Holbear Cabrera is
Okay.
at the plate with a
So when this happens, I'm thinking, oh no, like they have all this momentum, and now they're going to blow it because they tried to be overzealous with coming home on a wild pitch. So
Which was the smart thing to do, though.
it wasn't really that far away from him, though.
Oh, wasn't it? Wasn't
No,
it?
he
Okay.
thought he could use his speed, and no. But I guess it wasn't the third out as I had remembered, but still, that was the momentum killer in my opinion, or at least what I thought it was. So you had
And
one out,
happily you
runners
were
on,
wrong,
like,
right?
second and third,
Uh-huh.
and you had all the pressure on him, and then you relieved it by getting thrown out at the plate on a wild pitch chance.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. This is turning out to be a nail biter, guys.
The suspense.
Parallel League is saying that the Seattle Mariners are a lock, though. So let's see.
count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cabrera is 1 for 2 in the game, with a single. He's got 2 RBIs. Cabrera strikes out. The side is retired. We move to the top half of inning 9, with the score, the Mariners 14, and the Indians 9. The Mariners will come to bat. Rich Rodriguez now pitching. Tom Lampkin is at the plate with a count of no balls and 1 strike. Lampkin is 1 for 3 in the game, with a double. He's been hit by a pitch. He's got 1 RBI. Lampkin hits a ball on the ground towards short. Vizquel scoops it up and throws to first for the out. 1 out. Charles Gibson is at the plate with a count of no balls and no strikes. Gibson is 0 for 1 in the game. Gibson hits a ball on the ground towards the right side of the infield. Cabrera scoops it up and throws to first for the out. 2 outs. Mark McLemore batting right, is at the plate with a count of 2 balls and 1 strike.
Really
McLemore is 2 for 4 in the game, with 2 singles and a walk. McLemore hits a ball on the ground towards short. Vizquel scoops it up and throws to first for the out. The side is retired.
Bottom of the 9th.
We move to the bottom half of inning 9, with the score, the Mariners 14, and the Indians 9.
Do you have a fearless prediction here, Aaron?
Indians come back. And
Okay. All right. Aaron said it here. Aaron thinks
Indians come back and they win it, and they're gonna come back and win.
Oh, who are you, Nostradamus here? Let's find out.
The Indians will come to bat. Ed Taubensee is at the plate with a count of 1 ball and no strikes. Taubensee is 0 for 2 in the game.
Come on, Eddie.
Taubensee hits a line drive into center field for a base hit.
Ooh, off
Jim
the hop.
Thome is at the plate with a count of 1 ball and no strikes. Thome is 2 for 3 in the game, with 2 home runs and a walk. He's got 3 RBIs. Thome hits a fly ball into right field. Gibson settles under the ball and makes the catch for the out. 1 out. Russell Branyan is at the plate with a count of no balls and 2 strikes. Branyan is 1 for 1 in the game, with a home run. He's been hit by a pitch. He's got 1 RBI. Branyan strikes out. 2 outs.
And I'm thinking they have no chance in hell.
With the count of 1
It
ball.
don't look good.
No.
Cordova is 3 for 4 in the game, with
gotta do a shot.
and a home run. He's got 2 RBIs. Cordova hits a line drive into left field, out of the reach of Martin. Cordova reaches second base with a double. Taubensee moves to third.
Attaboy, Marty.
Wilson now pitching. Will
Jet
Cordero
Wilson.
is at the plate with a count of 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cordero is 0 for 2 in the game. Cordero takes first base on ball 4.
Bases
Minardi
loaded.
At the plate with a count of 3 balls and 2 strikes. Diaz is 2 for
Come
4
on,
in the game
Diaz.
with 2 singles. Diaz hits a line drive into left field for a base hit. Taubensee scores.
That's 1.
Cordova scores.
Oh, make it 2.
Cordero moves to second. It's 14-11.
You're amazing, Aaron.
Mariners. Kazuhiro Sasaki now pitching.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Kenny
they had to call him a closer because
Count
Nelson
No
Sasaki.
balls and 1
couldn't do the
strike.
job.
Lofton is 2 for 4 in the game, with 2 singles and a walk. Lofton hits a line drive into left field for a base hit.
Yeah!
Cordero moves to third. Diaz moves to second. Omar Vizquel is at the plate with a count of 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yep.
Vizquel is 2 for 4 in the game, with a single, a double, and a walk. He's got 1 RBI. Vizquel hits a line drive into right field, out of the reach of Gibson, who is chasing the ball.
No,
Vizquel reaches
that is
third.
not what happened.
Cordero scores.
No,
Diaz scores. Lofton
That
goes
is
all the way around to score.
completely not what happened.
It's Mariners, 14, Indians, 14. Holbear Cabrera batting right, is at the plate with a count of 3 balls and 1 strike. Cabrera is 1 for 3 in the game, with a single. He's got 2 RBIs. Cabrera hits a ball on the ground towards third. Bell fields it and throws to first for the out. The side is retired.
The Vizquel triple was a ground ball that got past the first base.
The Mariners 14, and the Indians
Yeah,
14.
it wasn't what the
Mariners will
happened.
come
It
to
was
bat.
What you
Bob
it was
Wickman
what
now
you said.
pitching.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dan Javier is at the plate with
Did
a
you say
count
John
of 2
Rocker
balls
now
and 2
pitching?
strikes.
Yes.
Javier is 0 for 1 in the game.
Boo.
Javier hits the ball on the ground towards third.
I mean,
Branyan
Bassett
fields it and
pitched
throws to
6
first
solid
for the out.
innings.
Yep.
1 out.
And then Rodriguez pitched the
And
ninth.
Sprague
Wickman
batting
He
pitched
right.
stopped the
tenth.
bleeding.
Plate with a count of 2 balls
Actually,
and 1
no,
strike.
Wickman is now pitching.
Sprague
If
is
we're
1
in the
for
tenth.
2 in the
Wickman,
game
yeah.
with a single. He's got 1 RBI. Sprague hits a ball on the ground towards the right side of the infield. Cabrera scoops it up and throws to first for the out. 2 outs. Al Martin is at the plate with a count of 3 balls and no strikes. Martin is 2 for 5 in the game, with a single and a double. He's got 1 RBI. Martin hits a ball on the ground into center field for a base hit. Mike Cameron is at the plate with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike.
We're in the 10th.
Cameron
now,
is
I think.
3 for 5 in the game, with a single and 2 doubles. He's got 3 RBIs. Cameron hits a ball on the ground towards the mound. Wickman fields it and throws to first for the out. The side is retired.
Wickman's Warriors.
We move to the bottom half of inning 10, with the
Just
score,
4 fingers.
the Mariners
or 4.5
14,
fingers.
and the Indians
4.5
14.
fingers.
The Indians will come to bat. Arthur Rhodes now pitching.
At least
And
it's better than
Tavensky is
Antonio
at the
Fonseca, who
count
had
of
6
1 ball
fingers in one
strike.
hand.
Tavensky is 1 for 3 in the
My
game,
one friend,
with a single.
whenever he came into the game,
Tavensky strikes
did the,
out.
Hello, my name
1
is
out.
Inigo Montoya.
Jim
You killed my
Thome
father.
is at the plate with
Prepare
a
to
count
die.
of 1 ball and 1 strike.
Because if you ever saw the
Thome is
6-fingered
2 for
man,
4 in the game, with 2 home runs
Yeah.
and a walk.
so he would always
He's got
say
3
the
RBIs.
Inigo Montoya speech.
Thome hits a ball on the ground towards first. Sprague scoops up the ball, races to the bag, and beats Thome for the out. 2 outs. Russell Branyan is at the plate with a count of 2 balls and no strikes. Branyan is 1 for 2 in the game, with a home run. He's been hit by a pitch. He's got 1 RBI. Branyan
He
hits
is
a line
Roger
drive
Dorn
into right
with
field for a base
less
hit.
talent, but more
Marty
power.
Cordova is at the plate with a count of 2 balls and no strikes. There's a wild pitch. Branyan moves to second. Marty Cordova batting right, is at the plate with a count of 3 balls and 1 strike. Cordova is 4 for 5 in the game, with 2 singles, a double, and a
Wow.
home run.
Triple shy of the
2
cycle.
RBIs.
Yeah.
Cordova takes first base on ball 4. Charles Gibson now playing left field. Al Martin now playing right field.
Must have switched
Will
him up.
Cordero is at the plate with a
Must have,
count
yeah.
of 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cordero is 0 for 2 in the game. With a walk, Cordero strikes out. The side is retired.
We go
We
to the
move
11th.
Top half of inning 11, with the score, the Mariners 14, and the Indians 14. The Mariners will come to bat. John Rocker now pitching.
Boo!
And 2 strikes. Dian is 1 for 5 in the game, with a single. He's got 2 RBIs.
I almost saw him
Dian
play
strikes out.
one time.
Diaz drops the ball, but quickly picks it up and throws Guillen out. 1 out. David Bell is at the plate with a count of 3 balls and 2 strikes.
David Bell, who recently got
Bell is
fired
1
by
for
the
4
Reds
in the
last
game,
year.
with a single and a walk. Bell strikes out. 2 outs.
Did John Rocker
Brett
try to
Boone
rock
pinch
like
hits
the
for Tom
long, super
Lepkin.
long hair after he
Brett Boone
retired?
is at the plate with a
Yeah,
count of 2 balls
Didn't
and
work.
2
Oh, there's
strikes.
Brett Boone.
Boone strikes out.
Uh,
The side is
He
retired.
does nothing.
We move to the bottom half of inning 11, with the score, the Mariners 14,
Oh my.
and the Indians 14. The Indians will come to bat. Mark McLemore now playing left field.
Yep.
Charles Gibson now playing right field. Brett Boone now playing second
I thought
base.
Gibson was already in right field
And
to
Wilson
begin
now
with.
catching. Jose P. Einar Diaz is at the plate with a count of no balls and no
Did he
strikes.
just say Jose P? Did he
Diaz
want
is
to say
3 for 5 in the
Paniagua?
game, with
I
It was-
think
3
so.
yeah.
He's got 2 RBIs. Diaz hits a pop
Yeah,
up
I know
towards
Diaz.
first. Ian settles under it and makes the catch for the out. 1 out.
I'd hate to see him try to say
Kenny
like
Lofton is at the
Marquez
plate with a count of 1
Tuiasosopo.
ball and no strikes.
Oh my God.
Lofton is 3 for
That'd be
5 in
funny.
the game, with 3 singles and a walk. Lofton hits a line drive into center field for a base hit.
Or Chris
Omar
Fumatu
Vizquel is at the plate with a
Or
count of
Kosuke
2 balls
Fukudome.
and no strikes.
Kosuke Fukudome.
Vizquel is 3 for 5 in the game,
Or as my speech
with a
says,
single, a
Fukudome.
double, a triple, and a walk. He's got 4 RBIs.
Pittsburgh
Vizquel hits a line drive into right field for a base hit.
Oh,
Lofton moves to second. Holber Cabrera is at the plate with a count of no
Oh,
balls and no
Manu
strikes.
Maliuna.
Cabrera is 1
Mali-
for 4 in the game, with a single. He's got
Come on,
2
Cabrera.
RBIs. Cabrera hits a line drive into left field for a base hit.
Yeah!
Lofton scores. Vizquel moves to second.
And that's your
The
ball
game
game.
is over.
Ugh.
The final score, Cleveland Indians, 15, and Seattle Mariners, 14.
Aaron called it. I'll be damned.
All right.
All right, one more thing before we go, guys. I programmed up a little app here. So, Tim, are you ready?
I'm
You have some
ready.
brains. So, it's a 30-question baseball trivia challenge.
Okay.
Oh,
Are you ready?
cool.
It's multiple
Yeah.
choice. It's multiple choice. Guys, you can
Okay.
do I have change for a 5 says parallel league? All right. I did this last week, so I haven't fully tested it. I know the answers are right, but are you ready?
Let's go.
Can we both participate here or what? Like, what's
Sure.
Okay. Okay.
All right, here we go. All right, which pitcher holds the record for most wins in a single season with 59 victories in 1884?
Boy,
It's moderately challenging.
I would like to go with my guess is Old House Radborn.
Okay, Aaron, do you concur?
I concur. I'm going to go with the Hoss too.
Okay, we will submit our answer. And Charles Oldhouse Radborn achieved that incredible feat in 1884, pitching 680 or 78 2/3 innings over 75 appearances with a 59-12 record.
Wow.
All right, next
That's-
question. Who was the first player to hit 2 grand slams in a single inning?
I know this one
2 grand slams in it.
in an inning. Yeah.
I'm guessing it had to be a
I'll give you I'm sorry, Aaron, you can't
No,
see these.
I know what it is. It's Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Fernando Tatis Sr., or Mark McGuire.
I'm going to guess Tatis Sr.
It is. It's both of them off Chan Ho Park.
And
against
Senior
1999.
accomplished this feat on April 23rd, 1999, hitting both grand slams off the same pitcher, Chan Ho Park.
Wow.
Hey, D. Scott, how you doing? Oh, parallel
great.
leagues in there too. I got to watch because he's also giving an answer. All right, next question. What is the fewest number of pitches thrown in a complete game in Major League Baseball history?
Oh, good
I believe
question.
this was
so
done
it's-
by Greg Maddox, and I want to say it was 71. The choices are 52, 58, 64, and 71. I think it's 71.
Okay, that's answer D.
Answer D.
I'm going to go with that too.
All right.
Is this when he
D.
was in
Scott, good
Atlanta?
to see you. Let's see if it is D for D. Scott. That's what you guys are saying, right?
Yes.
And the answer is it's B. Red Barrett threw just 58 pitches in a complete game on August 10th, 1944, the most
Jeez.
efficient pitching in Major League Baseball history. How about
That
that?
had to be a quick game.
You'd think. All right, next question. Which team holds the record for the most losses in a single season with 134 defeats?
Oh,
There's
man.
either it's not the 62 Mets. They had 119 or 120.
2/3 Wookie, been an age, buddy. Good to see you.
And it's not
What
the
a
03
great day for
99
democracy
03
it was.
Tigers.
All right. So what's our answer, guys? We've got 62 Mets, 1899 Spiders, 1916 Philadelphia A's, or the 1935 Boston Braves. What a sad team. That's where Babe Ruth was made to go through a dog and pony show. Ugh.
I'm going to say the
Spiders. I'm
Spiders?
saying the Spiders. If you want to say something else, Aaron, you can be.
I'm thinking maybe the 1915 Athletics.
Okay. We have 2 for B and 1 for C. So B has more answers. Let's see. And submitting the answer, yes. The 1899 Spiders lost 134 games due to ownership manipulations that left them with a severely weakened roster. All right,
Ouch.
moving along. Who has the most career intentional walks in Major League Baseball history? Would that be Babe Ruth, Ted Williams, Barry Bonds, or Hank Aaron? Good question.
That is a good question. I mean, they seem to not want to pitch to Barry Bonds a lot.
I'm going Barry Lamar Bonds.
Okay.
I'm
We have
going
one.
Barry Bonds
We have
as
1
well.
for C, 2 for C. All right. So when I programmed this, I just wanted it to be just a moderate challenge. So I think they're pretty good. I don't think a casual fan would know these. All right, Barry Bonds, you guys said?
Yes.
And there you go. You guys are right.
All
He
right.
received 688 intentional walks in his career, more than double the second place total, including a record 120 in 2004.
Wow.
You got to admit, this one is not as tough as the Sabre quiz. That one.
Saber one is just awful.
Ridiculous, I know, right? Okay, next question, gents. In what year? This one I know. God, this first one I know. In what year is the spitball officially banned in Major League Baseball? So this is sort of a trick question.
1918, 1920, 1922, or 1925?
I'll explain why this is sort of a trick question after you guys answer. Truth Hurts Wilkie says 1925. That's answer D.
What was the
Parallel League says 1920, which is answer B.
Well, it killed. I think that's what killed.
It killed Ray Chapman. It was Carl Mays threw the pitch, which actually wasn't a spitball, but that's neither here nor there.
I'm gonna go with 1920.
Okay, so we have 2 for 1920, and yeah, so it was Carl Mays that threw the pitch. All right, so we have 2 for 1920, and there's a lot more behind this. A pretty loaded question, but you guys are correct that answered 1920. Spitball was banned in 1920 following the death of Ray Chapman, who was struck by a pitch that may have been difficult to see due to ball doctoring. So there's a little bit more about this. So it was Carl Mays that threw the ball. Now, so everything that I've read historically said that the spitball was not a fastball. It was not a fastball. I don't remember, of course, these guys weren't wearing batting helmets. The Pirates actually started that. But what it was Carl Mays. He had this sort of submarine delivery, and he also wasn't very well liked in baseball. And Ray Chapman was very much beloved. But baseball historians do not think it was a spitball that killed Chapman, but rather a fastball to the temple. And it hit him so hard that in the ballpark, even down in the field, they thought that Chapman had connected with the ball because it went all the way out to second base, 120 feet off his head. So, and from what I understand, a spitball was sort of like a knuckleball speed type pitch. And at 74 miles an hour, that ball's not going to go out 120 feet. So, and so the reason why I say it's a trick question is while it was banned in 1920, pitchers who were still using the spitball were allowed to use it for the remainder of their career. So, bonus question: who's the last legal spitballer in baseball?
Gaylord
guys. Perry. No, the last legal one.
The last legal one?
Yeah. When Perry was pitching, it was already illegal. So again, pitchers who were using the spitball at the time the ban was instituted were allowed to continue using it until the end of their career. So it obviously wouldn't be Gaylord Perry because nobody's played baseball for like 50 years, right? So the answer is Burley Grimes.
Burley Grimes. Huh?
Yep. Who is a Hall of Famer, by the way. Old Stubblebeard. All right, next question. Which player holds the record for most inside the park home runs in a single season with 12? Ty Cobb, Sam Crawford, Hannes Wagner, or Willie Wilson?
I'm going to go just as a guess, Sam Crawford.
Okay, we have 1 for B, Sam Crawford.
I'm going to go with Crawford as well.
2 for Crawford. That's enough. 2 Bs. Let's see what we got. All-time leader in triples, by the way. And it is Wahoo Sam, guys.
Wow.
12 inside the park home runs in 1901 take advantage of on the era's large ballparks and his exceptional speed, and he was fast. All right. What was the original distance from the pitcher's mound to home plate before it was changed to 60 feet 6 inches in 1893? Easy one here. Was it 45 feet, 50, 55, or 58? Oh, her great-grandfather was Burley Grimes. Wow. That is so cool.
If I had to guess, maybe 55 feet. I don't know. I seriously do not know this.
I'm not much of a distance man, but
it's not. Okay, I'm going to guess 45 feet. Oh, Truth Hurts Wilkie says D, 58 feet. So let's see. We'll take all these to chat first. And it is 50 feet.
Wow.
So the pitcher's mound, which it wasn't actually a mound yet, but was originally 50 feet from home plate before being moved to the current distance of 60 feet and 6 inches in 1893, which marks the beginning of modern baseball.
So I would
That
like to
and the foul strike rule. I'm sorry?
Now hold on a second.
Mhm.
When was Little League Baseball started?
Oh, God. That's a good question.
1960s, maybe?
No. I
think it's older than that.
Because I think the pitching mound, now maybe they adjusted this as well. Because I believe if you're under the age of 13, it is 46 feet from the pitcher's mound to home plate. So you're only talking like a 4-foot difference.
1939.
39 for a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's been around for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Little League ball in years. Not whenever it's on TV.
Which will be in about a month.
Yeah.
Okay, this is easy. If you guys don't get this, we're going to close the channel.
Yeah.
Who is the last player to win the Triple Crown before Miggy in 2012?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So they should have thrown a ringer in here for the cat. Well,
Boone's nephew is now playing with the Giants.
So it was
Grandkid.
Oh, it's his grandson?
All right. Which Negro League was founded by Rube Foster in 1920? That's a tougher one. Negro American League, Eastern Color League, Negro National League, or American Negro League? As Aaron yawns.
I don't know this one. My guess.
Okay, one vote for A.
I'm going to go with that one too.
Anybody else? Yeah, Negro Leagues are tough. I will answer not at all. I will just answer A. I do know the answer to this, though, but it is C, as a matter of fact. So Rube Foster, who apparently taught Christy Mathewson the fadeaway pitch, the screwball. So it was founded in 1920. All right, next question. And actually, the big event in Negro League Baseball, guys, was not the World Series. It was the All-Star Game, which Arch Ward stole and brought to the Major League. So they were already playing. That was the big thing, was the East-West All-Star Game, it was called, in Negro League Baseball.
When did that start? Because I know the first one in Major Leagues wasn't until 1933.
Right. So they were already playing it. They were already doing it in the 20s, like late 20s. It was always held in Chicago, always held at Comiskey Park every year. That was the big thing. What rule change was implemented in 1901 that significantly sped up the game? Was it the 3-strike rule, the foul strike rule, the infield fly rule, or the balk rule?
I'll say the foul strike rule.
You're channeling your Wee Willie Keeler there, aren't you?
I'm going to go with the foul strike rule as well.
2 answers for B. The answer is yes. That is it. And the guy responsible for that was Wee Willie Keeler. He could foul them off all day.
I was going to say, what was the rule? For 4 foul balls, you're out?
No. There was no out on foul balls if they were just like... So Keeler was able to just punch the ball everywhere. And so it was because of Wee Willie Keeler that the foul strike rule came into effect. So it used to be that there were like different, like through the 19th century, at one point, I believe 1884 it was, or something like that, around there, mid 1880s, 8 balls constituted a walk. Pitchers or batters in the 1870s used to be able to call for a higher low ball. Overhand deliveries were not allowed. So that's why the 19th century is so hard to emulate in baseball games. And actually, PC's the only one that actually does it. But yeah, it's Wee Willie Keeler that did that. All right, next one. Who threw? Oh, come on. All right, let's just answer Don Larson and move ahead, please.
Don Larson.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm good. If I make another one of these, it's gonna make it a little tougher. All right. Which team set the modern record for most wins?
And here we go.
With 116 victories. Haven't we seen them already, guys?
Seattle Mariners of 2001. Baby.
There you go. All right. What was the height limit for the pitcher's mound established in 1903? Was it 10 inches, 12 inches, 15, or 18? And of course, this is a tough question because the mound has moved up and down through the years. But in 1903,
just a dumb guess. I'll go with a smaller, so 10 inches.
10 inches.
I'm going to go with
12 Actually, inches. No, hold on a second. They had to lower the mound after 67.
Right, 1960. Well, yeah, because 1968 was when Bob Gibson had the 1.12 earned on average. Den McLean won 31 games.
31
Definitely
games.
the year of the pitcher, because Yaz won the batting championship that year with a 301 average.
Right.
Ugh.
Well, hell, you can almost win with the 301 average now.
Right. That's true.
I'll go C, I guess.
All right, 15 inches. Aaron, what did you say?
I'm gonna go with that one too. I was gonna go with 12 initially, but
All right, and the answer is you guys are good. The pitcher's mound height was limited to 15 inches in 1903, though it was later lowered to 10 inches in 1969 to help hitters.
Yeah.
So what's interesting though is what made 68 so or 67 so dominant, because they're talking about it was lowered in 69. But if you look at 1930, that's the year Hack Wilson had 190 runs batted in. It was big year for hitters. So I think there were probably some more mound changes, maybe. I think. All right. Who holds the record for most wild pitches in a career of 343? That'd be Nolan Ryan, Tony Mullane, Amos Russi, or Mickey Welch. Oh, only one 20th century player in there.
wow.
Well, Amos Russi strides the 19th to 20th century. Tougher question.
That's a tough question.
Tougher, yeah. So I should tell you guys, I don't know the answer to these. I just program the app and let it create the questions. So
Gotcha. I'm gonna say what the answers.
So Nolan Ryan, Tony Mullane, Amos Russi, or Mickey Welch.
I'm gonna go with Mickey Welch.
Okay, so an answer for D. Anybody else? And okay, so we have one for Amos Russi, which is C. So we need somebody else to guess one of the two or whatever.
I'll go with Welch.
You're going to go with Welch. All right, so that's 2 for D, right?
Yes.
2 for D.
And the answer is nope. It is Tony Mullane. You're all wrong. Tony Mullane, a 19th century pitcher, threw 343 wild pitches in his career, averaging over 26 per season. Wow.
And
all right. Next. And no. In what year was the oh, come on. Give me a break. 1973. Can we move along, please?
What was the question?
What year was a designated hitter first?
Oh, 1972. Ron LaFleur was the first DH.
There you go. All right. Which player had the fewest strikeouts relative to at-bats with only 114 strikeouts in 7,132 at-bats? This is pretty easy. It's Tony Gwynn, Wade Boggs, Joe Sewell, or Nellie Fox.
Wow. Because Glenn hardly ever struck out, but
Dwayne says 1973. Dwayne and I both hate the DH, man, with a passion.
the death of the pitcher in the American League, being able to bat, that is.
Yep.
I should know this.
I don't. So,
I'm gonna go with the Fox.
Okay, so one answer for Nellie Fox. I'm gonna just say Tony Gwynn.
I'm gonna go with. I want to know what the Fox says.
Okay, so Nellie Fox. Let's see what we got.
Fox.
And it's Joe Sewell, Hall of Famer. Joe Sewell struck out only 114 times in 7,132 at-bats, including a remarkable 1925 seasons with just 4 strikeouts in 699 plate appearances. Holy hell.
Damn, talk about seeing the ball well.
Whew. Damn. Yeah, I'll say, right? Parallel League got it right. He says Joe Sewell. Okay, next question. What significant rule change was implemented in 2023 to speed up the pace of play? Larger bases, pitch clock, shift mechanics, or all of the above?
All of the above.
All of the above.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Yeah, right? Okay. Who's the first African-American player to play in the American League? Aaron, you should know this because I had mentioned this to you the other night. So was it Jackie Robinson, Larry Doby, Satchel Paige, or Hank Thompson?
Larry Doby.
Larry Doby.
He was the Cleveland Indians picked
with
him up.
Tim's favorite team.
The
Absolutely.
Cleveland Indians.
So this was just months after Jackie Robinson. And Larry Doby faced just as much nastiness in the American League, too. All right, which team ended a one? Oh, come on, Boston.
No,
They're Chicago Cubs. I mean,
2016. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm not going to read the whole thing, guys. This is stupid.
The Chicago Cubs.
The Chicago Cubs. Yeah, when in doubt. Okay, what was the minimum home run distance established in 1925? Was it 200 feet, 225, 250, or 275? So minimum home run distance.
I'm going to say 250.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
All right, 2 votes for C. And the answer is, yep, you got it.
Wow.
That happened in 1925, 250 feet. Yep.
You know, Dusty Rhodes fell on some hard times hitting that 250-foot home run.
Dusty Rhodes fell on some hard times.
Meanwhile, Vic Wertz hits a 420-foot out.
Who holds the record for the most consecutive Gold Gloves at third base with 16? Mike Schmidt, George Brett, Brooks Robinson, or Wade Boggs? Good question.
Ooh, very good question.
I like Viva La Brooksy.
Anybody else? Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say Brooksy too, because
I'm going to say
the
Brooksy.
films I've seen of him look like Merlin is out there playing third base.
Merlin.
I mean, it was magic, man.
I'm going to go with Brooksy as well.
And we are right, gentlemen. So 16 Gold Gloves at third base from 1960 to 75, showcasing unparalleled defense. I think he's the greatest defensive third baseman of all time.
Yes.
I mean, Mike Schmidt might be the greatest third baseman overall, all around, but look, I mean, on YouTube's, oh my God, there's a play, and I think it's in the 71 World Series, and Robinson gets to this ball, so it goes over third. Not just off the foul line on third base side, but probably 15, 20 feet, makes this throw off balance, almost with his back to first, and gets the runner. I mean, it was just insane. And I've talked to Baltimore Orioles fans from that day, and they said that was like, you could just expect that from Brooks Robinson. That's how great he was defensively. So
it was like at him and you were out.
But he was a good hitter too. People forget that. He hit home runs in the double digits every season. Pretty good hitter. All right. And what year did Major League Baseball officially recognize the Negro Leagues as major leagues? Would it be 2018, 19, 20, or 21?
I think it was 21. So I think it was after COVID.
Okay.
I'm going to go with that too. 21.
Okay. So 2 for D. And the answer is 2020 or 2020. Ooh. Yep. So that's okay. Good guess, though. I knew it was, good stuff, man. All right. Which pitcher holds the single season record for strikeouts with 383? Was it Randy Johnson, Nolan Ryan, Pedro Martinez, or Kerry Wood?
I believe that was Nolan Ryan.
I'm going to go with the Express as well on that one.
All right. Your answer is Nolan Ryan, 1973.
With the California Angels.
That's incredible. 383.
Wait, was he an Angel back then?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Okay. I think that broke Rube Waddell's record, because that record had stood for decades. I think it was Rube Waddell's record that he broke. All right. Next. What was the original number of balls required for a walk before it was standardized to 4? Was it 5, 7, 9, or all of the above at different times? So remember the 19th century.
Well, you said it used to be 8 balls.
Well, I said that at one time, but that didn't mean that was like that.
I think it's D, all of the above.
Okay.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow. So the average or the number of balls per walk changed several times. It was originally 9, then 7, then 5, before settling on 4 in 1889. So how about that?
Wow.
All right.
Take Me Out to the Ball Game wasn't written with the number of balls needed to take a walk.
Right. Good thing, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 balls you walk.
All right. Who was the first player to have his number retired across all of MLB? Easy question.
Jackie Robinson.
Exactly. All right.
No one.
So we're scoring 20 out of 30 so far, and we have 3 questions to go. Ooh. Which team holds the record for the longest winning streak with 26 consecutive victories? 1916 Giants, 1935 Cubbies, 47 Yankees, or the 53 Yankees?
16 Giants.
16 Giants?
16 Giants.
All right. Tim doing his dead ball, baby. 1968 New York Giants won
Attaboy, Tim.
26 consecutive games, a record that has stood for over 100 years.
That's
That came up a few times when the Indians were on their 22-game winning streak.
Oh, okay. All right. Good stuff. All right. Next. In what year was the infield fly rule first implemented? 1895, 1901, 1910, or 1920?
Oh, infield fly. I'm going to say 1901.
1901. Any other takers?
I think I'm going to go with like 1910.
All right, 1910. We need one more answer from the chat. Or we just flip a coin.
Roll a decider die.
Decider die says, yeah, here, I'll just roll it up in pocket pennant run. That's what we'll do. All right. So I'm gonna roll. It'll be on the blue die. And these are what, D12s. So 6 and under is going to be B, and then above 6 will be C. Ooh. 5. All right. Thank you, Pocket Pennant Run. We love you. All right. So it's 1901 is our answer. We ready?
Yep.
Bada boom. Nope. 1895. Oh. The infield fly rule was implemented in 1895 to prevent infielders from intentionally dropping easy fly balls to create double plays.
Double and triple plays, yeah.
Parallel League also voted. I would have thought 1901 too because of the American League, but no. All right, we're almost there, gents. Almost there. Not a bad quiz, huh? All right, who hit the most home runs on their 40th birthday since the year 2000? Barry Bonds, A-Rod, Jim Thome, or multiple players tied with one each?
Ooh, on their 40th birthday?
Who hit the most home runs on their 40th birthday since the year 2000?
I don't even think Jim Thome played till 40. I don't think Alex Rodriguez did either. Come to think of it, I don't think Barry Bonds did, so I'll go with D.
All right.
I'm going to go with D.
And we got in Parallel League, and Aaron going for D. Also, your answer is D. Since 2000, only 4 players have homered on their 40th birthday. Jim Thome in 2011, Chipper Jones in 2012, A-Rod 2015, and Joey Votto in 2023.
Wow.
Okay. Hard to think of Joey Votto in his 40s, isn't it?
It's so crazy. I mean,
he's weird. All right, this is it. Last question. There we go. Yeah. This is easy. If you guys have been on this channel for a while, what was the original shape and material of home plate before it became the current 5-sided rubber plate?
I should remember this too.
So this is the original. So I've mentioned the shape, but I mentioned the material, which was a little later. So, but I have said in this channel, it wasn't a 5-sided home plate.
I should remember this. I've been on your channel multiple times.
Yeah, at least 3.
At least between B and D.
Okay. What do you think, Aaron? The answers are round iron plate, square canvas base, circular wooden disc, or rectangular stone slab.
I'm gonna go with the stone slab.
Okay, so we have one guess for B, one guess for D, and Tim, what'd you guess?
I'll go with the slab.
With the slab, so 2 for D. That's the one we'll try, and the answer is it's B.
It was B.
So the guess by Parallel League. So home plate was originally a square canvas base, similar to the other bases, before evolving into the distinctive 5-sided rubber plate we know today. So it started out as canvas. Later on, in the 19th century, it would be a square. It was a diamond, and it was metal and put into the earth. But it was originally square canvas base. And view results. 73%, guys.
Wow.
We missed 8 questions, and we scored a 73. Not
That'd
bad.
be a C. That's a C grade in the.
That's a C. That's not bad.
School test.
And you figure it's so each question, right? Each question worth 3 points. So a little bit, 3 point something per question. So yeah, good stuff.
3 with 3 repeating.
Yeah. Thank you guys for playing. That was fun.
Yeah.
And there's little old Pocket Pennant run saying, but what did I do wrong? Nothing.
Nothing.
Guys, thank you very much. We've been on for 3 hours and 24 minutes. It's the longest Chinwag in a while.
I'm gonna step on off and call it a night myself.
Same here.
All right, gents.
This was fun.
It was fun. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
We've gone too long. YouTube doesn't let me go back that far. So, but highlighting, I do want to thank Parallel League for coming in, hanging out here. Truth Hurts Wilkie making his rare appearance as well. I know Ken Castro was here. Clinton Parks was here. David Lando, Midlife Crisis, John DFW. Maybe I will get everybody. Chris Slovic. Nathaniel was here. Hopefully he'll feel better. Soon. Recent Todd B was here. Recent adopter of Baseball for Windows. Did we get just about everybody?
Todd B's a recent adopter of Baseball for Windows.
No. Nathaniel.
Oh, he's excited about it.
Oh yeah.
Really
So Dwayne Marks was here for a little bit. Cousin Ken Castro was here.
The legend.
Baseball fan. Don't know who that guy is, but he was here. Whoever the hell he is. Aaron Reed. Have you ever heard of him? I don't know. Carlos Yaz was here. Wow. So we had a lot of folk in here. More than I realized.
I like the turnout tonight.
That was a good one, huh?
Yep.
That was a good one. All right. We probably have missed a few people. Jack Dawson was here. Corey Highfield was here. And Jack Dawson first one in the ball yard. So until the next time, guys, take care. And good times. You are most welcome, Parallel League. You added to it. Everybody did. See you around the batting cage, gents, and good night. And thanks to Tim and to Aaron also for being on voice tonight. All right. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
See ya.